one. Good morning, everybody. It is May 16th. This is Prime Nation Live. I'm Sydney Roberts.
I'm Tyler Wood.
I'm Drew Harrison.
I'm Tanner Methvin.
And that is the crew for today. So we're going to go ahead and get started with On This Day. Like I said, it's May 16th. Going chronologically, in 1929 were the first ever Academy Awards. I haven't done any research. I was running out while you guys were talking about all this stuff. Anyone look
I did.
Up? Perfect.
So yeah.
Well, actually.
Yeah. Well, you know what, man? All right. So, good start.
Tanner has his first breakdown of the day.
The first winner of Best Picture, or I guess it was called Outstanding Picture back then.
Outstanding film.
Yep. Is Wings.
The TV show?
Yeah,
No,
the TV show.
Yeah.
The one from the 80s.
That's the one. They sent
That's
it back in a time
fantastic.
capsule. Yeah. And I just found this interesting. Best Writing went to Joseph W. Farnham and George Marion Jr. for no specific film. Just good writers.
They were writers.
Just all around good guys. And I like that in the first ever Oscars, even then they had a BS honorary award for Charlie Chaplin, just because it's like, well, nothing specific, but hey, it's Chaplin. He's a good guy.
I like how it covered the best films of 27 and 28.
Oh yeah, because they were like, I guess maybe they wanted to hold one in 28, but didn't. So yeah, in 29 they were like, okay, we gotta pack both of these in here.
Ooh, Best Actor?
Best Actor was Emil Jannings from The Last Command and The Way of All Flesh. They would give it to like two
He
movies.
Did two.
Yeah.
I mean, two back then was pretty spectacular.
Yeah, I don't know. I think that's kind of some BS. Honestly, I don't think you should get nominated for two. I think you got to pick one.
Wow, and Wings was a silent film.
Weren't
So
they
this
all
was,
back then?
I guess so.
1927. I'm trying to think, or 1929. I'm trying to think when The Jazz Singer came out. That's a research question I'm going to do right now.
Yeah, all the movies that I'm
Jazz
seeing
Singer-
here.
Jazz Singer came out in 1927. It did take some time for them to like.
Is that Chaplin?
No, it's racist, and basically. Anyway.
Old racist, Charlie racist.
That's
it looks
the one.
like the silent era ended in 27.
Yeah, because that was when The Jazz Singer came out. They did take a little bit of time to adapt.
Yeah, a lot of these that I'm looking up are still silent movies. There was a movie apparently called Seventh Heaven, which was obviously a precursor.
Heaven.
Yeah.
Yeah, I saw that one as well.
Is that what they did for movies or TV shows in the 80s and 90s? Like, what was that movie in the 20s that we could redo?
Exactly. Yeah, between Wings and Seventh Heaven.
Well, we're about to see what I mean when I say that The Jazz Singer is a little racist. Here's a screenshot.
Oh, blackface.
Yeah.
But I'm confused.
Wait, is that a black man with a white woman? Bah!
I'm confused as to why you're angry about Charlie Chaplin getting an honorary award.
No, I'm angry at the existence of an honorary award. It's just that these are so awards for people who are usually going to die soon and maybe haven't won an
Was
Oscar
that an
yet.
honorary? Was it like the Lifetime Achievement Award back then?
Sort of. I mean, I think like
I saw Chaplin, and he didn't die until the 60s, did he?
He died in
right, but they
77.
did give him
77.
an honorary award.
They
I'm
gave
not-
him You're About to Die Award in 29, and he died in 77.
Yeah.
I think it's because he did like so much for silent movies.
Right.
And
It says for versatility and genius in acting, writing, directing, and producing.
yeah, he was like the first Mel Gibson.
Oh, but then apparently they
So he
whittle
hated
that
the
down
Jews just as much?
to just The Circus for acting, writing, directing, and producing The Circus.
I don't think that's even considered one of his like best movies.
I've never heard of it.
Is what's considered his best? The Dictator?
I think The General is his best, the one where he has to stop a runaway train. I think that's his best. It's also the only one I've seen all the way through, so that's something worth keeping in mind.
Chaplin's a really good film. If
They
nobody's
gave
seen
him a Lifetime Achievement Award when he was 29.
it. Yeah, he did a lot.
Well, he
Dude.
broke his bones all the time, so I don't blame them. I think he broke his neck when he was like 10 years old, and he didn't find out until he was 40. He was like, why can I do this with my neck? It's like, because you
Jesus.
broke it and you should be dead.
What?
Yeah.
From the acting?
Yeah.
People were so much
he did a
cooler
lot
back
of,
then.
He did a lot of vaudeville performing when he was young. Like his mother was a vaudeville singer, and he took on the clown, kind of funny man, pratfalling dude role in traveling.
So he was the original Jackass.
Kind of, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, that's pretty much all comedy was back then, was pratfalls.
Hey, let me
and
hurt myself.
How can you hurt yourself and still walk off the stage?
Except
Okay.
he transitioned a little bit better than Johnny Knoxville. He didn't do a ringer. He actually did.
Kind of like The Ringer.
Well,
All right.
Hollywood didn't.
Weren't you in the Ringer?
They
But
didn't invite.
Were
you
one of
can't
the
just say
autistic
the
kids in
Ringer for Johnny Knoxville. He's done much more
Go ahead.
prestigious work than
He
that.
did
Name
Bad
5
Grandpa.
other movies.
He did
Yeah,
Bad
Bad
Grandpa.
Grandpa.
That was pretty funny.
There was
He was in Plane. No, wait, that's what's his name? Dane Cook. Never mind.
Walking Tall
Yeah.
with The Rock.
He did that weird anthology movie, movie 43. He was in that.
Why don't you name 5 Charlie Chaplin films?
The Dictator. I'm not a huge Charlie Chaplin
I'm not a
fan.
huge Johnny Knoxville
Johnny
fan.
Knoxville
also
was
wanna-
Leonardo and the
but
Ninja Turtles.
I think it's more fair to say that Charlie Chaplin has contributed more than Johnny Knoxville. I think that's fair to say.
Yeah, I think so.
What about
They
Nature Calls?
They both probably have. You're looking it up. I think it's fair to say they both had broken urethras.
He was on King of the Hill.
Who? Johnny Knoxville? That is a great film.
He was Hoyt.
Well, he's produced a bunch of really good stuff too. Like he's gotten a bunch of people,
The Dukes of
famous
Hazzard.
roles and stuff like that. No, yeah, I can't forget Dukes of Hazzard. But he's worked
Or
with
the
Spike
dog.
Jones.
Well, yeah, I've got 3 movies with Johnny Knoxville:
To produce
Jackass
a
the
bunch.
movie, Jackass 2,
That
and
doesn't
Jackass
count.
3D. Oh, yes, it
That
does.
doesn't count.
They were
you can't-
full-length feature
Okay,
He had a
so-
fantastic role in Men in Black 2.
So we're gonna
Oh,
count documentaries as people starring in them.
Okay.
Like I
Morgan
count,
Spurlock stars in Super Size Me.
No, that's a documentary. He shouldn't star in a I hate everybody and everything, and I want McDonald's.
It's okay,
You know who-
big guy.
you know
we'll
who
get you,
used
We'll
to-
get you some chicken nuggets.
You know
after
who
the
used
show.
to do ads for McDonald's? Michael Jordan.
Grimace.
Johnny Knoxville.
Michael Jordan.
Michael Jordan. Michael
Yeah.
Jordan
I
Michael
wanna be
was
like Mike.
born where we are taping this show.
Oh, not in the studio.
Not
yeah,
in the studio.
Yeah,
no,
'cause
on
he
this
was-
table.
He
Yeah.
was born in this very studio. Yep.
I really
on
thought
this
for a
table.
minute you were like, I don't know, talking about the studio here.
No.
Which that would have been incredible.
Michael Jordan does not claim Wilmington, North Carolina as his hometown, from what I've heard. He claims Chapel Hill instead. That's where he went to college.
Yeah.
Because he does not have any major ties to Wilmington. But he does
He
give...
was actually born in Brooklyn, but lived.
I was about
as a
to say,
kid.
Oh,
I
does
don't
he
think he
really?
was born
Yes.
here.
Well, he went to high school here.
Yes.
They updated his Wikipedia page because I remember looking at it years ago, and it said that he was born here.
And in that famous scene from Space Jam, he's shooting hoops here in Wilmington.
He
Is he really?
Yeah.
Yep.
Oh.
That opening scene in Space Jam where it's like it seems like it's about to be the Michael Jordan movie, and
He
then Bugs
grew
Yeah.
Bunny
up in
shows up.
Wilmington.
He did what?
He grew up in Wilmington.
Yeah.
He just was
Yeah, I don't
born
think
in
he
Brooklyn.
spent hardly any
he-
time in Brooklyn.
He gives away like one pair of shoes for the whole team to Laney High School.
Yeah, and that's one pair per student, not
Yeah.
just one
Yeah.
that they have to
Yeah.
share.
You get one. What game? What
I-
game do you get to wear?
I honestly thought that he was so petty and such a douchebag that he was just like, all right, there's one pair, fight over it.
One size fits all.
and then he
we-
put money down on which kid was going to win.
Just
Yeah,
also
yeah.
for the viewer who doesn't know why we're talking about Michael Jordan, he's another on this day. In 1985, he was named Rookie of the Year.
85 was a good year.
What else happened?
Drew Harrison was born.
Uh-oh.
Yeah.
Holla.
It's 2 years before my sister was
Give me
born.
just a second.
I'm as old as Michael Jordan's career.
Oh, yeah? That's
That's depressing.
that's a weird way to look at it.
Yeah.
Yeah, holy cow.
Yeah, you're weird.
Yeah.
I was
Jeez,
negative
man.
9.
Shut up.
I was negative 8.
But yeah, so Michael Jordan, he went to high school here in Wilmington, and his high school basketball coach never wanted him to be on the team. I don't think
Mhm.
he was even able to play until like junior year or
Maybe
something like
he
that.
just
Yeah, he
like
got cut his sophomore year.
Yeah,
maybe his personality was just showing through.
possibly.
Why do you think he's
So
such
yeah,
a
why?
terrible
I'm
person?
curious.
Have you met the guy? Have you had a
Gambling
conversation with him?
addictions.
That doesn't make you a
he's
terrible
kinda-
Yeah,
person.
plenty of people have gambling
Yeah,
addictions who.
I've met
It's
the
a
guy.
disease.
He's not that. He's nice to his fans.
I have a pretty
Okay.
cool story with
As
Michael
long
Jordan.
as he's not like, hey, screw you, kid. I'm not. He signed a lot of autographs. For
One time,
in Hardee's in Chapel Hill.
the leader of my youth group took me to her husband's like box up at the Panther Stadium.
Yeah.
So we were in there all day, and Michael Jordan had the one directly next to us. It was the Bobcats box. So is that the Bobcats? Right?
Yeah.
They're,
Okay.
They're
That's
the
the one
Hornets
that
now.
he owned.
Oh, they're back
They're
to the
back to
Hornets.
the
Yeah,
Hornets.
they were the Bobcats at the time.
But which awesome person, Michael Jordan, bringing the Hornets back. To
Yeah.
front.
Don't
True.
they suck?
No, they're not that bad.
Middle of the road.
But anyway, so I was there eating, and we had like a full spread, like 7-course meal and stuff like that. Ridiculous stuff that you get in those boxes. And
I like how Sydney transitioned with, anyway, we're having this great time. 7-course meal. Don't want to detract from you guys. I was having a 7-course meal.
what?
You're like, hold on, guys. I got to go
Is
back
everybody
to this
okay?
I'm
awesome
telling my
story.
Michael Jordan story. Jesus. I'm going to call you Bivens. So
I thought you were checking it to do another air horn.
no, that calls for
That's fair. That's completely fair.
Is that a jail cell?
Who knows? Yeah, that does sound remarkably like a jail cell. Anyway, back to my Michael Jordan story, so we can move
honestly curious, what was the food?
on. Let's see. I know chicken cordon bleu was one of them. I think
nice.
prime rib
Jeez,
or like
both?
roast beef. It was a serious like spread. It was like
Serious
literally.
That sounds like what we used to eat at Dixie Stampede back in the day at Myrtle Beach.
Oh god,
Yeah.
you get that whole chicken?
Whole chicken stuff.
So we got this big spread, and I looked over at one point, and there's Michael Jordan and his son. They just moseyed in. They waited till after the game started so there wouldn't be a big ruckus, and they're just eating popcorn. They have a popcorn machine in there. Yeah, so I was like, here we are, full 7-course, big old spread, fancy food and everything, and Michael Jordan, undoubtedly the richest person in the stadium, is just munching on popcorn with his kids. So I had like an old flip phone at the time, and I was just trying to maneuver it so I could get a picture of him to the side. He was probably 10 feet away from me, but with some glass between us, and he caught me, and he just raises his finger,
That's awesome.
nods
See?
his head.
Nice person.
And then as we were leaving, they carted in this big old, way fancier meal for him and his kid.
But for a split second, you were living larger than Michael Jordan.
Exactly, yeah. It was really cool, though, because it was just him and his son, and you could
Yeah.
tell it was, just like a
Talk
nice...
about disappointments. Am I right? His two sons
Isn't
played
his
basketball
son an
and were
actor
terrible.
now?
Oh, really?
That's not. No,
Isn't
that's not his son.
Michael B. Jordan?
That's
Isn't that
not-
his
oh,
son?
God.
That's not his son.
So,
Michael
yeah,
be faking his son.
Michael B. bad at basketball.
in 1985, he was named Rookie of the Year. That was prophetic, to say the least.
I don't think it was pathetic. I think it was pretty good.
Well, again,
I'll be on the Blue Collar Comedy Tour coming up.
You
What's
might
your
be a
what would
redneck.
be your catchphrase?
Yeah, what would it be?
Oh boy!
That's it.
That's not bad. That's
Just tell
passable.
Tell a dumb story, and I look at her, I go, "Oh boy!"
So where do you stand on the greatest debate, Drew? Do you
Oh,
think-
I'm Michael Jordan all
Yeah.
the way.
Okay.
I go with Larry
I'm-
the Cable Guy out of
I'm a-
all the blue collar.
I'm a UNC fan. I'm a Celtic fan, so of course I hate LeBron, and I hate Kobe.
Yeah,
So,
and you love Michael.
You like
Yes.
Larry, right? Bird.
yeah, I like Larry Bird.
I'm not a big sports guy, but I think I'll always be I'll be in the Michael team just because of that Game 6 where he had the flu. That's so
Right, come on.
ridiculous, man. It's. I mean, it sounds made up.
I'm not lying when I say the only reason I picked Michael Jordan is because of Space Jam. I have no other ties to basketball.
That's it.
Are they still doing the LeBron Space Jam?
Who knows,
let me
I
look
don't
that
man?
think
up.
no, because I've heard different up and coming players being tied to that.
Oh, really?
Like, there's been other players where I'm like, no, we'll get him to do it.
Mm.
I'm gonna have.
I don't
some-
think LeBron James cares about being in the spotlight other than basketball.
Well, he has
Like
so
Jordan
many-
wanted to be a celebrity.
He's in.
I don't think
He's got a
James
big
does.
contract with Warner Brothers now.
who Michael.
No, LeBron, because he was in that movie Trainwreck.
Yeah.
But I know that's just one of his contract. He's got several movies on there.
he was actually really good in that movie.
Mm-hmm.
His
Yeah.
cameo was very.
He was
very
funny. Like it was like sort of an extended cameo,
Nice. Yeah.
But he has so many other ventures that he makes money from. Like you said, I don't think he cares about being in the spotlight.
I think honestly, being in movies is just fun for him.
Yeah,
I don't think he's like, how can I transition to?
it's
a
kind of
movie
like
career?
Drake. Like Drake will pop up in like Anchorman 2. Do you remember he was in the beginning there? Yeah,
Drake. God.
yeah. Well, Anchorman 2 was a
Cinema-
real
Yeah.
disappointment.
I
there.
didn't
Cinematic
watch it because I
masterpiece.
heard nothing but terrible things.
I
about
thought it was fine.
I literally started watching it and had to turn it off at the RV
Really?
scene. I don't know how you could think that was fine.
Will
Tanner. It was-
Ferrell is the Charlie Chaplin of this generation.
I'll go with that. I don't have anything against Will Ferrell. It's just whenever producers try to spread him too thin. I think now he's kind of at the point where he understands what he's capable of
Yeah,
and what
he's
he's
now
not.
Well,
he's
he was
picking
also-
and choosing his projects.
He was
Yeah.
also playing Ron Burgundy forever. He wasn't playing a character. He was just playing Ron Burgundy every single movie.
Either Ron Burgundy or George Bush.
No, he's
Same person.
like the comedy actors of our generation are just playing that one character that they've got that's made them. That Adam Sandler screams, Will Ferrell screams. That's most of their characters.
Jim Carrey does the crazy.
Alrighty,
Yeah.
alrighty then, Drew.
But then I think about like one of my favorite comedy actors of all time, Leslie Nielsen. He was always playing the straight man.
Right.
He was always playing that same type of straight man. So I don't know this is a bad thing necessarily.
But Gene
I mean,
Wilder,
I love Naked Gun.
But
Like,
Gene
that's
Wilder,
serious.
Gene
Fair
Wilder
point.
is the most dynamic of
Yeah.
comedic actors.
That's
very
a
versatile.
total fair point. I can't argue
I'm
with that.
really, I'm
yeah,
trying
how can
to
you
think.
do Blazing Saddles and then turn around and flip it and do Charlie and the Chocolate Factory? Like
Willy
that
Wonka and
guy-
the Chocolate Factory.
Yeah,
Charlie
Char-
and the Chocolate Factory was 2005.
It was also the name of the book. Just,
well, actually, it was Charlie and the Chocolate Factory.
all right, Drew. You know what? Does this what my voice sounds like to you? Is this all I am to you
No, that's
people?
a combination of you and Tyler.
and also
both
Young
of my ears.
Frankenstein and Hear No Evil, See No Evil, and
Also Bonnie and Clyde for some reason.
I haven't seen that one.
My
He's
head
actually in
hurts after
Bonnie and
these
Clyde
shows
for like
on
5
Tuesday.
minutes.
I've just been trying to think ever since Tyler said that of a comedic actor in this day and age
who
who
doesn't
is
play
versatile.
themselves.
Zach Galifianakis, I'd say, possibly.
He's probably the most versatile.
But they keep casting him as
Yeah.
that character. But I think
Yeah.
he does have the chops to pull it off.
Look at Birdman. He did a very good job in Birdman.
Yeah.
It's almost not that Zach Galifianakis is capable of playing different comedic roles. It's that he's capable of being a dynamic actor.
Yeah.
You know
Same
what?
thing with John C. Reilly.
I'll also give it to but he started as a dramatic actor. Well, so
Actually,
did Leslie.
John C. Reilly might be the most dynamic.
I'd say
of them because he
yeah.
doesn't play the same character every movie.
True.
And in fairness,
never
Leslie
plays the
Nielsen
same
also
character,
started
really.
as a dramatic actor. I'd say, and this is where you might disagree, Jonah Hill.
I was going to actually say Jonah
Yeah.
Hill, too.
I'm
That's
not a
not
fan. I'm not a fan. He plays the same kind of. I don't. He does not have much character.
I thought
So
Wolf
you
of
mean
Wall
to tell
Street,
me
he did-
Moneyball, Wolf of Wall Street, and Superbad are the same character?
Did
He
you
plays
see
a
War
fat guy
Dogs?
on coke,
No, he's on coke on Superbad? Okay.
except for Superbad. But the other two, he's a fat guy
Moneyball, he's
coke.
on coke?
Probably. I haven't seen
Okay.
it. Is Moneyball a comedy?
No. Moneyball is a straight...
War Dogs, I'd argue, is a comedy.
And
Has
I
anybody
forget,
seen
did
War
you
Dogs?
like War Dogs?
I thought, yeah, it actually surprised me. Even though Jonah Hill was playing
Hold
kind
on,
of the same
hold on.
character.
Can we run that back? Did Tyler just say he didn't hate something?
I said it
For
surprised
real, yeah.
me. Surprise does not mean like or dislike.
Okay.
Uh,
It was all right.
Correction. Oh, I was just saying that it was a correction.
Oh, okay, I see. You didn't have
Can we move on, please?
Well, yeah, I guess that about covers on this day, so that leaves us just enough time to talk
Oh.
about these.
I had one more thing. Sorry to drag this out. I feel like Columbo. One more thing. You guys, anybody seen Columbo?
No.
Only
I've
in
seen
Big
Columbo.
Daddy when they talk about him.
Yeah, he's got a glass eye, and he always, at the end of, like, when he's about to solve a murder, he'll be questioning the guy and he'll go, oh, well, one more thing.
And that's the jaw dropper question, right?
Exactly. He's like, how?
How did you expect to get away with it?
Exactly. How can you guys defend Michael Jordan when Elite Daily has an article that says 23 incredible Michael Jordan stories that prove he's a champion of scumbags?
I don't
I mean,
care about
I
it.
don't doubt that he's done shady things in the past, but I think that I'd like to think, at least, not knowing the guy, I'd like to think that his good acts outweigh his bad ones.
But
He is
that's how we always act around famous people.
He
that
is
we want to be
ridiculous.
good.
Spiteful.
He acts like a famous person.
yeah,
Who cares?
yeah.
You know?
But yeah, I mean, the spite thing is pretty ridiculous because someone with the wealth of Michael Jordan, you would think, would maybe build a stadium for their old high school or set up a scholarship or something instead of donating like $2,000 worth of shoes every year.
Still donating. He could just be like, screw it.
Yeah.
Name
Yeah.
another professional athlete that's really giving back to his high school on a yearly basis.
Does LeBron not?
Does
feel like
Colin
LeBron
Kaepernick do that?
does all kinds
LeBron
of
does the
stuff,
exact same thing. He gives shoes.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Mm.
Colin Kaepernick does stuff.
What does he do?
Puts stuff on a boat and sends it to a different country. Did I hear that correctly?
Yeah, but he's
yeah,
not.
that's right.
That's not to his other high school. Michael Jordan has plenty of other charities.
Yeah,
You're right.
yeah.
If you're not giving to your high school, giving to less needing countries.
I'm
is-
saying Jordan gives to less needy people too.
You know
Mhm.
what? He was in Space Jam. He could call in some favors.
Yeah. Dude, Bugs Bunny's got all the connections. All right.
Can you name him?
Yes. He was in Who Framed Roger Rabbit.
That's racist. They're not all the same.
No, but he is in Roger Rabbit.
Oh, is he really?
Mm.
He is, yeah.
Huh.
There's a scene with him and Mickey on screen together where like the animators had to make it so they were on the screen the exact same amount of time, like equal frames. Otherwise, they wouldn't be able to use both characters.
Whoa.
Hmm.
Yeah, so there was a lot in that movie where it's like to use both Disney and Warner Brothers characters and a bunch of other classic cartoons as well. They had to give them like totally equal screen time,
Is
like
that
down to the
Cartoon
frame.
All Stars.
Yeah, sort of. But thankfully, it was like classic cartoons, like Golden Age stuff, not like
Not like the real good ones.
Oh,
like
the
Alvin
real
and the
racist
Teenage
stuff.
Mutant.
yeah. Oh yeah, the good old Warner Brothers racist
You
stuff.
got the Jim Crows.
Mm-hmm. Literally crows that were named Jim.
Yeah, yeah. I didn't know that Robert Zemeckis directed Who Framed Roger Rabbit.
Yeah, man, he did. He's done some classics. What's he doing now,
Interesting.
anyway?
I know he's working on. I looked this up not long ago. Let's see.
He's been dead 15 years.
The last big thing that he did, Flight. He was a producer on Flight.
Wow, really?
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
That leaves
um,
something to be desired.
I'm trying to. Okay,
Maybe he's
he's
just
not directing anything. He's producing a lot I
I
but
guess
that's
he's just taking that, Roger Rabbit and Back to the Future. movie.
Roger Rapper.
That's the one.
Actually, I read this not too long ago. He's actually giving Crocs to all the AV club kids in high school.
Speaking of shoes, please.
Okay,
what?
well,
Tanner, did
guess-
you get some new? What are we talking?
I guess we can
God.
fit this in real quick. We only have about 2
never
minutes
mind.
before
Yeah,
break.
we can wait until break.
Okay.
Stay tuned for that tidbit.
But real quick, Robert Zemeckis was one of the people who was behind motion capture and stuff like that. So I wouldn't be surprised if he, sort of gets a cut
Is
of
he
anything.
related to Dave Ingus? They both have weird names.
No.
Okay.
No, just because you have a weird
Was he a
sounding
colonel?
name does not mean that you're related to
Well,
someone else with a weird
I'm
sounding
related
name.
to Elijah Wood, so
Really?
Yeah.
How so?
probably
I
we have the same last name.
can't think of many other people with Wood as their last name.
Exactly. The Wood brothers in NASCAR and Elijah Wood. We're all the same.
Yeah,
Wally
no one
Wood,
knows the Wood
comic
brothers.
book artist.
Hollywood.
No, Wally Wood.
I'm saying Hollywood.
Oh, okay.
Are you related
Are you
to
saying?
Hollywood?
But are you saying like Papa Wood got around?
How is there not a porn star named Hollywood?
I'm
They
sure there
almost
is.
named
There
my
must
sister
be.
Hollywood.
There's got to be, yeah.
My parents almost named my sister Hollywood.
Wow.
I have an Indian cousin named Bollywood.
Get out of here. No, seriously, leave.
Yeah, I have. I was gonna be named Birch.
Oh,
So that
Mm.
break that we're going
Yeah.
I thought you were just gonna play the music as
No.
I was.
I'm just making sure we're good to go so we have an escape route, which is coming right now, guys. We'll be back here in about 10 minutes, and we're going to talk about Lonzo Ball's shoes, the Pirates of the Caribbean being pirated, and lots of other stuff, so stick around. Back from our second break. It is May 16th, and this is Prime Nation Live. So in pop culture, we're going to start off talking about Lonzo Ball's Big Baller brand shoes.
Where do you get the balls?
From whatever sporting goods establishment is nearest to you.
Can you get balls at Dick's?
You can indeed.
Yeah.
Balls
All right, that's
of,
the-
of
that's the
all
joke of
shapes
the
and
day.
sizes.
let's just retire.
I'm
But
serious.
no, it's
Tanner.
LeVar Ball, the dad. He started this company, the Big Baller brand,
Mm-hmm.
because he said with his 3 sons combined, he wanted $1 billion shoe contract from Nike or Adidas or whoever or Under Armour, and they
And-
all were like,
Yeah.
no.
All
Okay,
three
you-
of them laughed him out of the room.
You got to explain to me, who is this guy?
Wait, he's
So
the
he's
guy
got-
from Reading Rainbow.
He
had
played.
3 kids.
He played in the NBA. He was a nobody. He averaged like 2 points. In the NBA, he's living through his 3 sons now, and they all are one and done players at UCLA. Like they're all going to go to UCLA, play 1 year, and go to the NBA. And his first son is in the draft this year, Lonzo Ball, and he's going to go in the top 3. He's a good player. It's just a lot of teams want to get him as far away from his father as they possibly can.
Wait, so this isn't the guy from Reading Rainbow?
No, I
He was also in Star Trek: The Next Generation,
Gotta
but no,
say-
it is not LeVar Burton.
don't think those two skills translate to each other. So the ZO2 is Lonzo's sneaker, right?
Yes.
Okay, so I guess there's 2 more that they're working on for the other 2 brothers. So like Drew said, they pitched this to Nike, Adidas, and Reebok?
Yes.
And all 3 of them pretty much laughed him out of the room, said, no, we're not going to do this. So he started this Big Baller brand and decided they're going to release these shoes themselves.
Their dad actually played football. He was actually a football player, and he's trying to act like he knows a lot about basketball.
Interesting.
Isn't Reebok a subsidiary of Adidas?
I think,
Yes.
Yeah, I think they are owned by
Adidas owns Reebok now.
Yeah,
And
okay.
Nike owns Converse. It's
Oh,
pretty
yeah.
much Nike and Adidas at this point.
It's just like
But
with-
Under Armour's there. They're
Okay,
trying
yeah,
to make a...
yeah.
They don't have
fuss.
a fashionable shoe, do they? They're all
No,
practicality.
Steph Curry's shoes were horrible.
Oh, he had an
Basic
Under
shoe.
Armour shoe?
They were all white. They were
Mm.
terrible. I mean, he's sponsored by Under Armour.
Yeah, yeah.
But after his last shoe came out, they were like, so when you going to Nike?
Was that supposed to be like an everyday shoe?
It was supposed to be his signature shoe, and it looked like an everyday grandpa shoe you got from Walmart.
Yeah, so like
Nice.
what Tyler's saying is Under Armour just makes like cleats and actual basketball shoes and stuff, not shoes that you would just wear around.
And
No.
they tried to with Steph, and it didn't work.
They tried to make it look like a Kobe Bryant or a LeBron James that you could wear on the court but also wear out. And
Yeah.
it was a big, big failure.
So LeVar Ball was on record a few days ago as saying that he doesn't want Kobe's advice. I guess Kobe tried to reach out to him to talk to him about the whole sneaker situation.
Yeah.
He said he doesn't want to take Kobe's advice. He doesn't want to take anyone's advice. And now the shoes are hitting the market for $495 a piece.
There's tiers.
Oh, those are New
There's
Balances.
different models.
What, there's tiers when you find out how much they cost?
Yes. There's different ones. The baseline model that up until this past week, because they just closed on their second week, but I've only got the numbers
Oh.
from the first
Oh,
week.
so they're already available.
Yeah, well, they ship in November, but
Okay,
they're taking
yeah.
pre-orders.
Gotcha.
The baseline $220 pair, they've
for the
sold less
scrubs.
than 50 pairs
Oh,
of
whoa.
that one. The Lonzo
ZO2.
ZO2s, the 495 pair, they've sold 356 of those. And the top model, I don't know what they're calling this, ZO2 Couture or whatever, their $995 pair have sold 121 pairs.
What?
Yeah.
Oh my God.
So total, they've sold about 500 pairs of shoes.
Jesus.
And how long is
They
this been in
went for a
business?
net worth
For
of
1 week?
$290,000. But how
Holy
much did he
cow.
pay into it to get the shoes manufactured?
Yeah,
in the
that's
first
got to
place?
be crazy expensive.
Like
but
this
still.
isn't on Kickstarter or anything like that.
So this is all just hype from them playing in high school, right?
Lonzo's played 1 year at UCLA.
Okay. So he already has this kind of following. Do you think it's more of like a status symbol? People
I
want?
think people are just like, I just want $500 pair of shoes.
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah,
God,
yeah.
They're probably terrible people.
The
not
shoes aren't
probably.
very attractive
No, I didn't like them
at all.
I mean, I'm not a big basketball shoe person anyway, but like they look,
They're just basic. They look like knockoffs that you buy at Walmart
Well, and-
of the Jordans and Nikes.
and they look like someone who has no business designing shoes designed them.
Can you
Right.
imagine going to high school with these kids?
I
yeah, they
believe
say
I
one
did.
kid's an idiot.
Like, we all can think of jocks from our high school, but I don't think any of it. We all went to relatively small high schools, right?
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah.
And
I went to like there's a decent amount. I was 4A. So
Okay,
I mean, it was
yeah.
a big high school. in
Yeah, but like
Northern
these schools that the Ball brothers
Ball
must have gone
boys.
to, yeah, they're probably massive, like where they film college
Balls?
scenes and movies.
Yeah,
and
I mean
stuff
they're
like
1 year
that.
apart.
How
So
big-
at one
how
point
big
they
are-
were all freshmen, sophomores, juniors.
How big are the ball
and then
balls?
Seniors, juniors, and
No.
sophomores.
How big
So
are the
they've been
balls?
there was 2 years they all were in high school together,
Yeah.
playing on the same high school team.
Jesus, yeah, that was probably pretty insufferable.
Well, they're saying the second kid isn't that great. The middle kid,
At basketball,
he's mediocre at
okay,
best.
yeah.
So it's the oldest and the youngest that are gonna be in the NBA.
So
So-
this is like a Hemsworth situation. We've got like the three, and one of them's really good. One of them's in the middle, and one
The
of them
middle
we don't
one's
even know.
doing a great job of staying out of the limelight. Like I
Mhm.
don't even know if I've seen his face on camera at any point.
And clearly, there's not a very strong reliance on education in the family if the dad is sort of encouraging them to go 1 year to college.
Dude, Lonzo was so nonchalant. Like UCLA lost in the Sweet 16, and they were interviewing him afterwards. Like, so what's your plan? Oh, I'm going to the NBA for sure. They're like,
Jesus.
that hasn't changed. No, never changed from day one. Play 1 year, I'm gone.
And do you think that, now that it's obvious that they probably all have that attitude, are they good enough to still be offered scholarships by
They
those
brought
schools?
UCLA kind of back to prominence.
Really?
So, Lonzo did. So his brothers can pretty much write their ticket
Yeah,
at this
yeah.
point.
And so the article I was just looking at, it says that the Lakers looks like the most likely possibility.
That's what I mean. That of course that's what LeVar Ball is pushing because
Yeah.
they're from LA.
Yeah.
He wants to be. He said Lonzo can turn the Lakers back into a championship team. Just him, just Lonzo. That's all they need is Lonzo Ball. He's going to be the next coming of Magic Johnson.
Well, now that Kobe's retired, who all does the Lakers have going for them?
They got a bunch of young guys. They got all their draft picks for the last few years. So they got Julius Randle. They got
So no one I would know, yeah.
Russell.
Westbrook?
No, the last name Russell.
Oh, okay. Gotcha, yeah, so no one I would know. Well, I mean, the Lakers, I guess, could use it, so they're not going to.
Yeah.
But then again, you did say that every team is trying to get him away from his dad.
Right. So that it was. So they kind of related this to on a much less severe scale. They told whatever team that was going to draft Aaron Hernandez to get him out of the Massachusetts northeastern area because he had a bad crowd. And what happens? The Patriots drafted him. He hung out with a bad crowd. We all know how that happened.
Exactly. yeah.
Everyone's telling NBA scouts like get him away from his father.
Yeah.
The Lakers are going to be like, no, he can stay in LA. This will be okay. Dad'll be there. We'll give him a seat. It'll be all right.
Well, hopefully his dad won't encourage him to kill people. but-
Right. Like I said, on a much less severe
Yeah.
scale. But still, his dad is a toxic dude. And
Yeah.
it's,
His dad just seems so sleazy anytime I see him. Like
he's that creepy businessman's like, let me get $5 for that.
and you can tell he's just trying to coast off of his sons.
Oh,
like
no doubt.
he played professional football.
No.
Okay.
He never made it past the
Okay.
practice squad.
Yeah, and you can tell. But I mean, they have some money. I don't know. I don't know.
I'm
how.
sure he made a decent amount of money
Okay.
on the practice squad, and there's no telling what he's been doing
Yeah.
since then.
Yeah.
And you can't tell me his kids haven't got paid for playing basketball.
Very true. Yeah, but I was telling you guys about the Lil Dicky video where Lil Dicky made a video acting like he was the fourth Ball brother.
Were the Ball brothers in the video?
Yeah,
Nice.
and LeVar, and that was the first time I'd had any experience with
He'll
any of
take
them.
it any chance he gets to be in the limelight.
Exactly, and that's what you get from
Even
that
if they're
video.
picking on him.
And LeVar is like trying to like steal the show, like he's trying to inch his way into as much of the frame as he can. It was just weird.
I mean, he's going to dictate. I wouldn't be surprised if they announced that he was his son's agent.
Yeah,
Like,
for
oh, no, I
real.
went to school. I got my license to be an agent. I'm going to be all three of them's agent.
Yeah,
That's what he
Jesus.
should have done instead of putting out stupid shoes for $500 that no one's going to buy.
I can't believe that people have already bought them, especially in that.
I just think people want to be different. They're like, oh, I got the ZO2s.
Yeah, and I mean, granted, if he does blow up and turn out to be the next LeBron or something like that, they'll be worth a ton.
And that's the thing. As much as people hate him, he has to have fans
Yeah.
out there. Like, there's got to be some kid that loves UCLA that is or knows him, and they're like, that's my favorite player.
Yeah, well, like for instance, if UNC had however long UNC or UCLA went, in sort of a drought with no good players, and then suddenly we got a player like Lonzo Ball, everyone would love him. Who was a UNC fan.
A lot
so
of people can look like if
makes sense.
if someone's your favorite player, you can look past all the crap. Like I love Michael Jordan, I can look past all the terrible things about him.
Yeah.
Is it right? No, but
I didn't think he
makes
was a
money.
bad person.
He's done. He's got a couple blemishes on his record, but that doesn't make him a bad person.
What does make someone a bad person?
Nothing makes people bad. Killers.
No. You just nothing makes him bad.
This is gonna be
He could have killed 35 people. Only
I
killed
just think
34.
I think you see the bad in people way before you
Michael
see
Jordan
the good.
is
and
never.
I choose to see the good, but way before
I see the
bad.
realistic, and Michael
No,
Jordan.
you don't see the realistic.
Michael
you see
Jordan,
the negative side of
Fact
things.
was, after camera stopped rolling, he got in with those aliens, and he sold more former NBA players' talents.
That's the number one quote from pessimists: "Is I'm a realist."
yeah.
But I mean, Michael Jordan, you can say, has never directly killed anyone. He's never had any allegations about that, so that's off the board. He does have it's been issued that, or it's been widely publicized that he gambles a lot. I don't know if you call it a gambling problem.
I'm not saying
If
he's
you
a
have that
terrible,
much
terrible,
money, is it a problem?
Exactly. Yeah.
I'm not saying he's a terrible person. I'm saying he's
I think you
kinda-
were saying he was a terrible
You said he's a bad person. What's the difference between terrible, and bad?
Well, terrible's really, really, really,
Yeah,
really, really
yeah, and
bad.
bad
It's like
is just he's a dick.
Is he though?
Well, then according to that, everyone's a bad person
Yeah.
according to Tyler.
Yeah, pretty much. Yes.
Now we're getting.
Have you worked
down
in the
to
service
thing.
industry? That is 100% true.
Yeah.
I mean,
But
the
he
way
hasn't
I
worked in
the way I
don't
see
know
it,
where the jadedness comes from. That's all I'm saying.
I give T-shirts away to hillbillies.
That's not. But you don't serve them ranch dressing with their French fries like people that truly have a hatred for people do.
Okay, let me know when I'm qualified.
Okay, I will. I'll get back to you.
but what I was getting at is that Michael Jordan, with everything that
Is this
happened,
Michael B. Jordan?
No, this is
Okay.
Michael.
Talking about basketball.
J. Jordan,
Michael
Michael
M.
Jeffrey
Jordan.
Oh.
Jeffrey is his middle name
I thought
apparently.
basketball was his middle name. I thought he was Michael B. Jordan.
No, Goat is his middle name.
Oh.
Yeah. But with everything that happened with his dad was murdered here in Wilmington.
Hopefully, the same thing will happen to the Ball brothers.
Their dad will be murdered over
Yeah.
gambling debts.
Lonzo Ball, get into massive gambling debt ASAP.
Let's get the
But-
ball rolling.
The point that I'm saying is that with that guy having been in prison for that long, Michael Jordan surely could have pulled some strings and made something terrible happen to that guy. And now he's I'm pretty sure up for they're like rehearing his case or something, right? The guy who allegedly killed Michael Jordan's dad.
Yeah.
And Michael Jordan hasn't done that. The guy's still alive, so he at
So
least has
because
the
he didn't
capability.
Pardoned his
He has
life.
the capacity for forgiveness.
That's a good
So
person.
the fact that he didn't have this guy murdered in prison makes Michael Jordan a good person?
Yes.
I'm just saying he definitely had that option and he didn't pursue it. So it shows that he's not quite as bad as I think you're painting the picture
Well,
to be.
Sydney, you got me there.
I'm glad you conceded.
Wait, what?
I know. Jesus, we're getting
You
lots
gotta-
of
you have to
rarities.
teach me how you just did that.
We're getting lots of rarities out of Tyler today. But let's go ahead and move on to our next subject.
I can't wait for lunch.
What are you gonna have?
Food.
Okay.
I'm just gonna enjoy my food.
Um,
Chicken, probably.
So ransomware,
Chicken.
which is the new virus that's been affecting millions of people, especially this past weekend, where lots of even hospitals in Europe were affected by ransomware, which is where they go in and they encrypt all your data, and then they make you pay a certain amount of Bitcoin.
A NASCAR team had to deal with this a couple years back.
Really?
Yes, they had some of their information from a wind tunnel test. It was gone. Someone went in and encrypted all of it and said, "Hey, you have to pay the ransom."
Whoa.
And they ended up doing it.
Yeah.
Because there's I guess, no way to trace it, and they needed the information before the race that weekend.
Mhm.
So
When this stuff is time sensitive, that's where it's like people pay the ransom.
yeah,
Otherwise, they can try to wait it out or try to figure out a way around it.
Well-
but when there's time on the table,
I mean, the thing happened with Orange is the New Black. That was the first
Mhm.
ransomware thing that I ever heard of, where
Did they
they
get money out of that?
no, Netflix didn't pay, and they've started releasing the episodes. I think all 10 of the episodes you can find online now, because Netflix didn't pay, and that's, I don't know the amount they were asking for, but you gotta wonder if
But
it
I
was
mean, does
more.
that really hurt Netflix though?
No, yeah. See, I think Netflix
Like
is in a
they're not
different-
be like, oh well, I already watched it. I'm gonna cancel my
Yeah.
Netflix.
And Netflix, exactly. Netflix already has subscribers that aren't subscribing just for
Right.
Orange is the New Black. But in the case of Pirates of the Caribbean,
right? So what happened here was, we know that Disney, is suffering from this hack, or that's ransomware, and apparently Pirates of the Caribbean 5 is being held hostage. Which, by the way, I don't like that phrase because it sounds like they're putting a gun to the head of Pirates of the Caribbean.
pull the trigger.
Yeah. Right. But yeah, essentially they're like, pay us this or we'll release it online. They've said they're not going to pay it. I guess it's also like, the gun to the head thing is a bit much, but it almost seems like holding it for ransom means they have the one copy of
Yeah,
it.
I see. Yeah, I see what you mean on that.
Mhm.
It's,
Yeah.
no, they should. I wish they did.
I think
I
they
wish they
still
did have the only
people
copy.
are gonna find it online that want to find it online, and people are gonna go watch it in the theater.
Well,
They're
it
gonna
is-
Go watch it.
it is interesting that they chose Pirates of the Caribbean to do this with, because obviously everyone who's listened to the show knows our opinions on Pirates of the Caribbean. This
Monkey.
fifth one,
I haven't even watched the fourth.
who's
one.
going to see it?
I've never seen any of them.
Okay,
The
first
first
one
three
is,
are okay.
I actually think the first two are really fun. The fourth was such hot garbage. I've said it before. I walked out of that theater and walked into the Thor that was playing right across
Okay,
because
good.
I wanted to see a good movie
You
right
saved
after.
me from having to watch that.
It's
Yeah.
a garbage fire. This one is going to be like an Earth garbage fire, like a garbage the size of a planet is what I'm saying. My metaphors are
Ego.
good.
Is
Yeah.
McCartney still really?
Yeah.
Is really?
Yes.
Is he really?
Yeah, I
in
could
it?
pull up
Yeah.
the poster.
No, I saw it. I saw
Yep.
the poster.
We talked about that yesterday.
Yeah.
But so yeah, I mean, you would think that I don't know why they chose this one to do. Maybe it's just because it was so expensive for Disney to make.
I think it might be because of the time sensitive thing. I think it's because it's going to release sooner than I think any other Disney movie.
Yeah,
so they
probably
can say, so this is the one where it's like Disney doesn't have a lot of options. At least as far as, they don't have a lot of time, actually. It's not that they don't have a lot of options. They have the same amount of options. I'm correcting myself. That's what I do.
And this is a case where Disney sunk, however ungodly amount of millions, probably $200+ million into making this movie.
We did talk earlier about the Johnny Depp stuff, about
Mhm.
how much of a pain in the ass he is to work with. I think they are like, after all that, if this movie is released for free,
Twist, it's Johnny Depp.
Yeah,
Dude. That would be the coolest twist.
Are-
Johnny
is he-
Depp doesn't want to get this out, and since he's so broke, he's working with them to get the ransom
That's
money
not
for
a
his
bad
own movie.
idea.
Is Johnny
Yeah.
Depp broke?
Yeah.
Did we
How
just
is
make
Johnny Depp broke?
Oh, well, you should listen to our
divorce
show on
and he's
Friday.
Stupid?
Yeah.
Yeah.
he just spends money as fast as he gets it.
He spends it
Didn't know
on
that.
useless stuff, too. The
He has
famous
like
one is
four yachts.
4 yachts. He has $30,000 of wine a month,
Mhm.
and he spends $350,000 a month on each yacht for maintenance, and $4 million annually for his staff that just follows him around. There's a lot of things he's wasting money on.
Wow.
But I mean, when you make $40 million for one movie,
Just keep making
it's
movies.
kinda
He doesn't-
keep living
ingrained.
that lifestyle.
But he doesn't invest. He just spends all the
I
money
would
on.
do that too.
Well,
What are you gonna
and-
do? Take it with you?
Well, and he doesn't realize that his market share is kind of dwindling the more he does movies like The Lone Ranger and this fifth Pirates of the Caribbean and stuff
That's
like
why
that.
he did this movie, because he
You-
needs the freaking money.
You bring up a good point, Drew. I wouldn't be able to bring it with me, but I would put all the money into the bank and then map it out so that I am broke as soon as I die.
That's
Even if I
good.
have kids.
Yeah.
You guys are not getting
Oh no,
anything.
no. I mean, rich kids are pains in the butt.
Mhm.
No,
What is
Yeah,
it?
you don't
Something
wanna
like
do that to your
the
kids.
statistic is 90% of wealth is inherited.
and that's terrible. That
Sounds
shouldn't
about right.
Be a thing. That's why we have Donald Trumps.
Well, and that's why they started doing, and one of the things
Hot
that Trump
take,
is
Drew. Nice.
against, one of the things Trump apparently is trying to change is inheritance laws, because they've
There's an inheritance tax.
inheritance
Yeah.
tax was made so that wealth wouldn't stay concentrated in these same families, but that's
Mhm.
still kind of what
What are they
happens
going to
with
do?
all
Get the
loopholes
tax and then give
everything.
it back to the poor people?
It's
Yeah,
a
and
pretty.
that's-
It's a pretty high tax, like 30%.
Yeah, but it
it's
just
kinda
goes to the
crazy.
government who gives back to the 1% anyway. So what
Well,
does
and
it
then
matter?
sinks it
Don't
all
get me
into
started.
You didn't
defense
vote.
and stuff.
Is that going to be a thing for?
Yes, because you posted on Facebook that you did.
I
Wait,
did. I
what's-
did vote. I have the proof.
Who did you vote for?
Do I need to go
for
get the
city?
sticker?
Who'd you vote for city
I
council?
don't worry about simple things like that.
That's where you need to vote. That's
Tanner, don't waste your breath. If
But-
you could vote for any food, what would it be, Drew?
Why are we doing that?
What?
Why is that a thing?
That's your segment. We're not
Well,
going into it right now.
I know.
but if
Well,
you-
that's
okay.
Hold on.
can we vote on Pepsi flavors?
If Donald Trump were a fast food restaurant, who would he be?
Ooh.
Popeyes.
How
Oh,
so?
What?
Yeah,
Why?
Why?
because I hate them and people like them for some
Oh
reason.
yeah, he didn't give Popeyes a chance.
Oh, you know what? I like that. I like that analogy, or at least that thought process.
I like Popeyes. I've only had it once, granted, but
Trump
I liked
supporter.
it.
Drew's only had it once and he hated it.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I'm here.
That's all you
dispelling
needed
the
to hear.
facts.
Trump one time and you done.
But with this
I need
ransomware
Trump.
stuff, it
I hate Trump once.
so the ransomware is
Imagine
becoming
the
more and
settlement.
more of an issue. Apparently, Microsoft rallied over the weekend to come up with a solution to it. So now they say that they're sort of ahead of the curve when it comes to that.
Well, they did put out a patch for this in March that if you downloaded it, you don't have this problem. But a lot of people didn't download the patch. So they've actually known this was a problem for a while. And I guess part of the reason why it's hitting so many European countries is they're not as good about downloading patches as Americans are.
Oh.
I haven't downloaded anything in years. That's
Those,
not an image
I don't
or
know
video.
I don't know what a patch is.
Those Brits, notorious for not downloading patches.
It's a fix for software.
What software?
It's when you take like a warehouse guy and like kind of like jerk him off a little bit, and then he's soft afterwards.
I was gonna make a metaphor about that with computers, but Tanner, hey, you just ran right into a brick wall, and it's cool. That's fine.
I ran into a brick wall, but I didn't break my nose. If you know what I'm saying.
No, I don't.
I don't either.
Can
but
we
anyway-
have Tanner taken hostage
No,
by
what
ransomware?
what I would like to do is just talk about the story.
I mean, yeah. So, do you guys think Disney will end up paying for this?
I don't think they will. I think they're going to hold out more of a principle type thing, and maybe this is what sort of puts it into perspective for people that if you don't pay, then it's going to end up costing you. And my point that I want to get to is that this has cost Disney so much money that I'm not even sure if they were confident about making it back in the first place. So I don't know if they're
definitely
willing.
Not confident.
Yeah, so I don't know if they're willing to stretch for this. Whereas if, and this is definitely not an endorsement, I hope that this doesn't happen, but if they were to do this to a property like Thor Ragnarok or something like that, I think Disney would be much more eager to pay the Bitcoin and make sure that it doesn't leak.
I think because it is Disney, they're gonna cave and pay for it
Think so?
just to
Disney
keep
can afford it.
Pirates of the Caribbean theirs.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, it's
Because they still have an old way of thinking in a lot of things. I think that they truly believe if it gets out on the internet, it will cost them a lot of money.
yeah, yeah. But
They'll probably use that as an excuse when it bombs.
As a shareholder
Yeah.
for Disney,
Oh yeah.
my vote is
That's
to pay
right.
it.
That's right. But it's scary stuff, this ransomware. So hopefully people did download the patch. Hopefully there's nothing more, because like we were saying in Europe over the weekend, it happened to a bunch of hospitals. So there were being ambulances sent to the wrong places.
Oh.
They weren't able to take
So
calls.
it's just chaos. So their
Exactly.
ransom for hospitals is chaos.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so I was just looking it up
Oh.
and to see how many people were affected by that, either injured or died or whatever, and they don't have a number yet, but it's got to
Is
be
this somebody playing Black Mirrors? Is that what's going
That's
on?
exactly what I said. It's directly out of an episode of Black Mirror.
Yeah.
And on Friday, we spent a lot of time talking about how, whether you want to say satire's dead, whether you want to say art imitates life, like we're at the point now where this is, straight out of an episode of Black Mirror, but even more like far-reaching. Like
Yeah.
a Black Mirror would probably, do something smaller, more grounded.
Not send ambulances to wrong places.
Yeah,
Like
I
someone's
mean-
having a heart attack 3 doors down.
I would like to think even
If someone at 3 Door Down is having a heart attack,
As soon
Don't
as the words
send-
came out of my mouth, I knew it was coming.
I would like to think that even a terrorist organization wouldn't go that low to just affect innocent random
Mhm.
people.
They
But-
send
they would.
send children out to be suicide bombers.
Yeah.
There's not much lower
Yeah.
you can go.
if Blink-182 was having a heart attack, I think we'd send an ambulance.
They're at the
there.
age.
Yeah, for
What's
real.
their
All
age
of those
again?
guys
Travis
are.
Barker's been through enough.
Sum
so.
41.
Simple Plan?
The sum of 41 is their age.
Wait, didn't they say? Is it? Am I making this up? That I thought I heard that Linkin Park and Blink-182 were doing
Yeah.
a tour called Blinkin' Park.
Blinken Park.
Sound like you
I
said
know.
I
Lincoln.
kind of like that, man. I know it's cheesy and stupid, but
Well,
it's kind of
I hope
like
that
if you're
they're
Linkin Park and Blink-182, why not?
I hope that they're self-aware enough to sort of poke fun
I
at
think
themselves
they
for
are.
it. I always try to defend Blink-182 whenever I can. I'm happy that they're doing what they're doing now.
The best part about Blink-182 is they have
When they
the
die.
lead singer of Alkaline Trio
Yeah,
there now. That's
yeah.
all I care about.
Well, I think the best part about them is they are so self-effacing. They're aware of their reputation, just like I said with Kevin Smith, and
if
they
only
kind of play
Green Day
into
could
it.
do this.
Oh God, yeah.
Green Day still takes themselves too seriously.
So seriously with the eyeliner
We
and
had
everything.
a Broadway play that was a hit.
Tell me Blink
Yeah.
182 doesn't still wear eyeliner?
No. Blink-182's never wore eyeliner.
Don't give me that tone like I should know that.
Well,
You're
if
like, come on, man, you're on the message boards. Why aren't you?
no, just if you're gonna have an opinion about Blink-182, at least know what their style is.
I can't even name a song.
Oh,
You can't
wow.
name a song for
Was
Blink-182?
the rock show Blink-182?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. I can
There you go, The Rock Show. Nice, Tanner.
Going away to college.
Name
always been my
one.
favorite.
Name the drummer from Blink-182.
I don't want to. I don't like
He's
him.
famous.
Neil Peart.
Will Ferrell.
In this day and age, he's probably the most famous drummer.
Yeah.
Neil
Come on.
Peart.
No.
The guy with one arm?
Nope.
Travis Barker.
Yep.
Oh, the motocross rider?
Yeah, wasn't that the guy
Oh,
that they were
God.
basing like Whiplash around?
All right, guys, it's time for our break.
That's a perfect break.
Yeah, we're going to take a short break. We'll be back here in about 5 minutes, guys, so stick around. Back from our second break. It's May 16th, and this is Prime Nation Live. Moving on to nerd culture. We're going to talk about the X-Men Dark Phoenix movie coming up. Tanner, do you know which is coming first between Dark Phoenix and New Mutants?
I believe it's Dark Phoenix.
Okay.
Yes.
Yeah, I would assume so since New Mutants just got announced, but they've kind of been teasing Dark Phoenix for a while. I'm not excited
Why not?
because I don't. It's Bryan Singer directing again, if I remember correctly. I didn't see Apocalypse, but if they're following this trend, I don't think it's going to be good. And it's weird because they're doing this. I love that they're doing this story that they already did. They did it with X3, the Dark Phoenix story, and they're doing it again. And I have a feeling it's going to suck again. And after that, it's like, why even try adapting it anymore? You've tried twice. It's not like third time's going to be the charm. So I just feel like we're going to get a bad adaptation, which means we're never going to get a good adaptation because they're not going to try it after failing a third time.
When was the second time they tried it?
This is going to be the second time. Excuse me, after a second time.
And it's Simon Kinberg who's directing it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Still, I doubt. I just have my doubts. I mean, the way they handled Logan was really good.
Logan was good.
Deadpool was really good, but I don't.
Let's look at the X-Men franchise by itself.
That's what I mean.
I have not seen Apocalypse either, but I did see Days of Future Past recently. I did like that.
Days of Future Past was solid.
I-
Apocalypse was horrible.
Yeah, I did enjoy Future Past. I didn't see Apocalypse, but yeah, Tyler. Let's look at these movies from the beginning. We have X-Men in 2000.
Do not remember that.
It's just kind of blah, except for some great casting with Hugh Jackman,
Halle
Patrick
Berry.
Stewart, and what's his name?
You're not
Ian
going to give Halle
McKellen.
Berry? You don't
Uh,
think Halle Berry was good casting?
I actually do like her as Storm. A lot of people don't. I actually do think she's a good Storm.
Can't forget
Yeah,
Liev
that's what I was-
Schreiber.
That's what I was saying.
Liev
Okay.
Schreiber,
I like
Sabretooth.
Rebecca Romaine.
And you had no. See, that movie actually has really good casting.
Mm-hmm.
Then X2 comes out, and again, it at the time it was like, this is such a good movie. It's really basically just, again, it's just fine.
It's probably just a great movie for 2002.
Exactly.
Yeah.
For when it came out, it was a great movie, but as a movie on its own, it's not that great. So that's X2. Then we get
Mhm.
X3.
Mm-hmm.
That's dog crap. We all know it is. We don't have to go any further. Then we get X-Men Origins Wolverine, which is that's a garbage fire. That movie is so frickin' bad.
How bad is it?
It's so bad that the claws look faker than anything that they did in the old 90s cartoons. Those are the fakest claws I've ever seen.
Well, it's like they're like way bigger in that movie.
Yeah.
Like they made them just so bulky.
It's weird. And then we have after that we have then we have First Class. First Class is great. First Class is the best
Yes.
X-Men.
Yes, a good
team
reset
movie.
point. Very
Yeah.
good movie.
Great movie. Then we have The Wolverine. If we can throw that back in there, and that's also just okay. Blew my mind, by the way, to find out recently James Mangold directed that one as well. I had no idea he also did that one.
And that was the one where he was in Japan, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
And so then we have Days of Future Past. It's an enjoyable movie. I did like it. But again, not like great, just, very good.
Well, I
Mhm.
think it did a really solid job of tying the two storylines together. Like it melded
Mhm.
the
No,
timeline
that-
really well.
I'll agree
Yes.
with that. I totally agree with that.
They're like, okay, we're going to help fix some of these screw-ups.
Yeah,
Mhm.
yeah.
And it just looks like they're going to make them again with this next X-Men movie. They already did with Apocalypse. They screwed up. That
So-
was their chance to really show that, we don't need the old actors either. We can do these with the new actors, and they failed.
Is this just them hitting reset on X-Men 3?
Yes,
Pretty
they're just
much.
going to do the same plot, but try to do it better, and I think they'll fail.
Why?
but-
Why do that?
Because it's the most famous X-Men story, and it's actually
Yeah.
one of the most important Marvel comic book
But I'm
stories
tired
ever.
of
And the
seeing it. Like,
first one
and I'm not
was-
even a big comic book guy, but I've seen it done on the cartoon. I've seen it done in movies already. I don't
See,
care
that's
about this
exactly. I think you're hitting the nail on the head. Honestly, I think a lot of people are going to be like, okay,
anymore. Like, do
how
more
many
like the
frickin-
time traveling stuff.
yeah, I'm like, go to space,
Yeah.
do those things.
As
Yeah.
long as they keep James McAvoy, Michael Fassbender, and the people that they have in that casting, I really don't care that much what they do.
Yeah.
Right.
Like,
well,
it could
that's
be mediocre, but I love those actors so much.
That's
that's part
the
of this-
news
yeah.
from today
Yeah.
is that it's now been confirmed that not only will James McAvoy return as Professor X, but so will Michael Fassbender return as Magneto
Yes.
in Dark Phoenix. But
Yeah.
that,
but they are done after that.
yeah, that
we
could
already
be the
thought they
last
were
time
done.
we see him.
We already thought they were done after Apocalypse since they weren't going to be in New Mutants.
True.
But at least from my lack of knowledge of the movie news, because I did not know Dark Phoenix was even being talked about, because everybody was focusing so much on New Mutants, which will have neither, for sure.
Yeah.
Neither of them.
Well, and it says the description for New Mutants is it focuses on the first team of graduates from
Mm.
Professor X's Academy.
Who is
so
that? Is that Iceman in there?
That's who it should be, but I think it's going to be a bunch of unknowns.
Yeah, a bunch of
that's
random
stupid.
ones.
That
Kinda
would
like-
actually make sense
I
if it
think
was like
that's what
Iceman
they're-
and Kitty Pryde.
Yeah.
That's what they're going to start doing is just bringing in the X-Men that people don't have a
Mhm.
connection with, so
Because
that it's
they're
less
cheaper, too.
personal. Yeah,
Yeah.
cheaper, and it's like less personal, so you don't feel so
Mhm.
robbed whenever it doesn't
Yeah.
turn out great.
By
Like
the way-
Negasonic, Teenage
Yeah.
Warhead,
Yeah.
and Deadpool.
Yeah. By the way, did we ever introduce Cameron Smith?
No.
Oh, yeah.
No.
Cameron Smith is back with
His
us. Oh.
mic's muted.
Yep.
Wonder
okay.
why.
Now,
Hello.
Now you're back. Yeah.
Cameron,
so
your thoughts?
Well, I really enjoyed the first one, and I just hope that they don't ruin it with this. With the
You mean like X-Men from 2000?
yes,
Okay.
that's right. Yep, I liked the first one, and I just really hope that they don't ruin this perfectly untarnished franchise
Do you-
with their.
I'm
You
really
like James
interested to see Simon Kinberg directing. This is going to be his first
Simon
turn
Atkins?
directing.
Well, boy, after he produced that Fantastic Four piece of crap,
Yeah.
I can't wait to see
Well,
what he
he's
does when he's
produced-
on set.
He also produced Logan. He also
just
produced
almost
Legion. He's also produced tons of good stuff.
Sure, but
Every producer has hits and misses. You
no,
can't
no,
just
no. I'll
judge them
give
by their lack.
I'll give you that.
Yeah, you can't judge people based on past performance.
I'm just saying, look at the whole picture. Don't just focus on his negatives. He was also an executive producer, like I just said, on
Just
Logan,
give him a
on
chance,
Legion.
okay, guys? Just give him a chance.
Apparently,
Okay.
he's also writing one of the Star Wars anthology films.
Wow, really?
Yeah, I'm not sure. It doesn't say which one, just
Hmm.
untitled as of yet. But he was also, he produced The Martian. He produced, let's see.
That won Best Comedy.
Yeah.
It did. Wasn't it hilarious?
Yeah, Cameron.
Yeah, it was
what are,
funny.
What are your thoughts on James McAvoy?
I actually don't know who that is. I've heard that name, but I don't know.
All right, mute
what
his
he
mic
does.
again.
I haven't seen Split. Has anyone seen Split?
No, I really wanted to. It's out
Yeah.
of theaters already.
I know what happens in it. I
Okay.
heard it was cool though.
Okay.
Yeah, I know like the very end spoiler, but other than that, I've tried to keep
I
spoiler
don't know
free.
any spoilers,
Okay,
luckily
yeah,
enough.
yeah. But yeah, so I'm excited to see what Simon Kinberg does directing. Maybe he
Is he-
can breathe new life into X-Men.
Sounds like he's English.
I'm not sure. Yeah, born in London, England.
Ooh.
Yeah, nice.
Ooh.
God damn, Tyler.
Thank you. Yeah, I'm surprised. That useless superpower.
But see, I'm hoping that New Mutants is them starting a new sort of franchise, and Dark Phoenix is them retiring this one that they've done.
I think the way I hope it goes is like maybe they're going to focus on them doing their own thing, but they'll have like maybe cameos from other. But like, you know, James McAvoy is not going to be a central character. Michael Fassbender's not going to be a central character.
Exactly, yeah.
But
I
they
know
might
why I
have
don't
him
know
come in.
who James McAvoy is.
Michael James McAvoy.
Michael James McAvoy. Yeah,
What?
he's not in anything that I've ever seen.
That would
That's a-
explain it. Yeah.
That's a
Fair enough.
good. That's a good reasoning.
I'm really glad we brought you on, Mike Cameron.
I'm glad I
Have you ever
came
seen the movie Kids?
in. Kids? No,
You ever had a kid?
I have.
Has anyone here ever seen movie Kids? It was
No.
a messed up movie in the 90s about a
Mhm.
bunch of kids getting AIDS in New York.
Jesus.
Wow,
Sounds
wait,
like a good movie.
like children?
Like 14-year-olds.
Oh, those
Huh.
aren't kids.
Oh, wow.
Those are
I don't
teenagers.
know. I mean, yeah, like we're
Okay,
probably
Tanner.
still considered kids.
Okay,
by
Tanner,
some
go
people.
have consensual sex.
yeah,
with one.
31, I'm a kid.
60-year-olds would say, yeah. What was I just gonna say though? So you guys, was it ever like specified that Apocalypse was supposed to be the end of it or something? What made you think that James McAvoy and Michael Fassbender wouldn't be coming back?
I just hadn't heard anything about it.
Okay.
I
So
also
wasn't, yeah.
I thought that Michael Fassbender was getting kind of sick of it.
Yeah.
From what I understand, he was really hoping he wanted to leave after Days of Future Past, but Assassin's Creed didn't do too well. I think, and I know that came out after Apocalypse, but from what I understand, Michael Fassbender really wanted Assassin's Creed to be his big franchise, that moneymaker for him. He didn't want to do X-Men anymore.
Are they done with that?
Assassin's Creed?
Yeah.
I guess assume
Yeah,
so.
you got to think so.
Let's
I
get
didn't
on.
hear
It was
anything
pretty
good
bad
about it.
when they full on said that we're making this movie just to promote the game. We're not really intending to make a good movie here.
Let's get James McAvoy.
Was it a
as,
bad movie?
In the Assassin's Creed. Yeah.
Okay.
So X-Men movies coming up. There's Dark Phoenix, New Mutants, Deadpool 2, and then the Gambit movie if they ever get around to that.
No, don't get around to it. It's a stupid
Yes,
idea.
I want to see a Gambit movie.
Why?
Why do you think it's so
Because he's my
stupid?
favorite
I hate-
X-Men.
He's the worst. He's like
How is he the worst?
because he's so boring and stupid. Like I love almost
That's-
every Marvel character.
To be
I
honest
could
with
find.
you, most X-Men are boring and stupid except for Wolverine.
Whoa!
What are you gonna
whoa,
make, a
no.
Beast movie?
Beast is the best. Beast is
Beast is
so
cool.
cool.
I'll give you Beast. I'll give you
Beast,
Beast.
Nightcrawler.
I
I
would-
like Cyclops more than Gambit.
I hate Cyclops.
I
I-
would much rather see a Gambit movie than Beast.
No, Beast is the coolest.
I'd rather
Nightcrawler's
see
the
Beast.
coolest. Who else is the coolest? Iceman.
The
is
Beast-
dope as hell.
The Beast that they have as the young Beast. In,
Nicholas Holt.
Yes,
First class.
he's a very engaging Beast, and seeing his character transformation and like
They're
coming to
not
terms
nearly
with
as
himself.
cool as a dude that can turn cards into flames.
He's
and
such
throw
a douchebag with the lamest weapon.
Oh, and Deadpool's not.
That is
I
by
mean, come
far
on.
No,
not the
Deadpool
lamest
doesn't take
weapon.
himself seriously at all.
Gambit doesn't take himself seriously.
Red Bull.
He's using cards.
I just want to see some actor do a terrible Louisiana
They
accent.
want Channing Tatum for it. Let him do it.
Let
you know
him
what? Let him do
Dude,
it.
I
Let
bet
it
you he
bomb.
will surprise the crap
Like
out of
I
you as
like just
Gambit.
about every Marvel character except Gambit. He's the only one I
Y'all
actively.
are
like.
breaking
He's-
my heart.
I'd
right
be
now.
on board with a Gambit movie if James McAvoy played Gambit. I'm fine with anything as long as James McAvoy is the main
James
character.
McAvoy goes to hell.
No, I'd like
That's
to see.
fine.
I'd like to see a Gambit movie because then you could, let people know that weapons or that cards aren't his only weapon.
I think they could just turn it into a poor man's Deadpool.
I would rather see a Dupe movie.
What if Cars
What is that?
DVDs?
Dupe.
were
Let me pull
his
up the
only
greatest
weapon?
X-Men ever. Dupe.
Besides Tanner, you're forgetting about the poll. How do you talk about Gambit and only talk about the cards?
The staff, right? How could I possibly forget the stick? Donatello is a better staff user than freaking
Ooh.
Gambit.
Throwing the gauntlet
Donatello
down.
has no kinetic energy, my friend.
Donatello's a freaking genius. He's useful to the team. What does Gambit have?
You're right. That's something brand new as an X-Man with kinetic energy powers.
Yeah.
Is that Gambit right there?
No, this is Dupe. My favorite X-Man.
What the hell is
Doesn't
that?
That's a
look like
tumor.
man at all.
That is a living tumor.
That is Dupe, sir. I'll
What
have
is-
you know.
what is
That
Tanner,
is the
quit saying-
embodiment of your opinion about Gambit right now.
He fought Nazi bowling league. All right, so
what is he?
He is
Those wasps on
some
his
weird
chest.
creature that can only speak in a language no one can understand, and he just kind of
he's
hangs
cool.
out.
Yeah, he's much cooler than Gambit.
and Wolverine has him like protect the school from Nazis.
So real quick, that is what I keep forgetting, and then you guys keep reminding me. With Dark Phoenix, now that Wolverine isn't really in this canon anymore, what do you think they're going to do about that?
He did.
Oh, did he die in Apocalypse?
What's wrong with you?
Well, no,
I
it's
think
just
he
like
ate.
in Apocalypse they showed him like having just been made into Wolverine. Like they show him escaping his tank or whatever. You don't even see Hugh Jackman; you just see the claws.
Oh wait, when does Apocalypse take place?
Wait, Hugh Jackman
And-
said that he wants to be done with Wolverine. So
Exactly.
I guess
So
I
do they
feel
do
bad
X
for whatever
23?
character.
So where does
plays.
that-
But then,
where does Apocalypse fall in the timeline?
I think in the 80s.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So it's a
Apocalypse. Yeah, because they see it has to be 83 because they see Episode 6 or of Star Wars. They see
Okay, yeah, that's right.
Return of the Jedi.
wait, so Wolverine.
It doesn't
Okay,
make
okay,
sense
I see
now.
what's happening. All right. It took me a second. The Days of Future Past, and like
Yeah.
the end of it, he's finally back in the main timeline, and he had gone back and fixed stuff.
This is my
Yeah.
main problem when they jump all over the place.
And
It
that's
gets very confusing.
That's why I don't like
yeah.
Pulp Fiction.
Unless you don't care, like
Well, so-
unless you like really, really care about it, you're
it's
not gonna fall.
It's
I
fun
don't
when you
know
unlock
what's
the
going on.
puzzle, though.
I mean,
Yeah.
someone did to me a great point where they were dealing with someone arguing like, well, I know the timeline's kind of weird, but that's only because they have so many movies, and the argument is like Harry Potter has 8 movies, now 9
But
movies.
That's
Very clear
chronologically.
and
like-
then Lord of the Rings and Hobbit have 6 movies.
Yeah, but
Very
those are
clear
both
timeline.
also based on straightforward novels.
yeah,
Right, but why
chronologically
couldn't
they're
they-
not jumping around.
But why couldn't they have just done it in order?
X-Men,
That's what I'm saying.
because they screwed up when they did X-Men 3, and they're like, oh, this is so bad that we have to reset. And when they reset, they the stuff with James McAvoy and Michael Fassbender takes place in the 60s.
Also
and they
because
slowly progress forward.
Because people are obsessed with origin stories. That's why every superhero movie is an origin story, because we have to get the same frickin' story.
It sounded like you said Subaru Hero.
Subaru hero.
And I think that would be the worst X-Men.
Well, Marvel has said that they're done with origin stories. They said Doctor Strange was going to be the last one.
Oh, I think
Good.
I think actually X-Man is the worst X-Men. There actually is an X-Man named X-Man or D-Man. D-Man's pretty cool.
What was he? Is he
He
like
sounds neat.
Is
Seems
he like
should be an
a-
X-Man.
a
D-Man
trans
sounds
person?
like he should be
No, he's just the most.
porn
Wait,
star.
which one?
X-Man? Is he
No,
like
he's
used
just-
to be a man? Now he's a woman?
No, he's just the biggest douchebag. Hold on, I got a picture. He just sums up 90s comics.
That's
I got a feeling like
How
you
can you
feel
call
this
a
way about
comic
a
book-
lot of X-Men.
How can you call a comic book character a douchebag?
Look at him.
Yeah, he looks like a douchebag.
They couldn't have come up with
That does
another
look pretty
name than
douchey,
X-Men.
but
Is his,
but
his
comic book characters are pretty much written to look like douchebags.
Is
That's
his-
how they're drawn.
is his weapon
I agree with
an
that.
acoustic guitar?
Only
No,
if there's
that's
a
D-Man.
bonfire
He's a
around.
drifter.
Oh, okay, I got you.
So, but my point is that in the Dark Phoenix storyline, Wolverine is the one who ends up getting Jean Grey out of the Dark Phoenix, right?
Is that true? I never actually read the story.
Well, yeah. I mean, that's what happened in the movie, and I'm also looking it up to make sure I'm right, and I am indeed right.
Cool.
It's Wolverine who professes his love to her, and that's what gets Jean Grey to, fight off the Dark Phoenix or whatever.
Well, the Days of Future Past comic book, Kitty Pryde was the one who went back in time, and in
That's
the movie
right.
they did Wolverine. So
Yeah.
they can do honestly, that's not a big deal to me. Them replacing certain characters.
Yeah, I agree.
That's not my concern. I mean,
So
at
is
the end of the
Beast
day,
gonna pull her out of her funk?
why not, dude? Beast is the
he's
coolest.
not a bad character.
Yeah, he's so cool.
You're not winning me over.
I hope
you know
to
who
God.
should pick her out.
I hope to
become a
God
senator.
Gambit picks her out.
Just to see the look on y'all's face the day after you see.
He
the
goes,
movie.
"Is this your card?" And then he puts her back in.
Boom.
What-
there
what-
it is, right there.
What movie was it? X-Men Origins Wolverine, where
Yes,
they did have Gambit,
and it was
Okay,
Taylor
yeah.
Kitsch's Gambit, and it was so freaking. Again, that movie is a garbage
Well, he
fire.
was
See,
so
well, you can't
underused.
base Gambit just on that one terrible.
Yeah.
I'm not. I'm basing him on his comic book appearances
Wait,
as well.
Which movie was it?
Wolverine Origins.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So underused in that movie. But no, Gambit has always been one of my favorites because he's versatile. He doesn't have to just use the cards. And he's got some style to him. He
Is he
doesn't
related to Kevin Bacon's character from First Class? Or
Don't think
No,
so.
he's related to Kevin Bacon in Footloose.
okay, because he uses kinetic energy, correct?
Yes.
Is that the same type of
Yeah,
kinetic energy?
Sebastian Shaw.
Okay.
I don't know.
And
I
then
don't.
you also have Cyclops.
Cyclops who uses like laser beams.
They've
Okay.
done terrible casting him in these movies.
What
Cyclops?
about
Yeah.
the dude
I
with
like
the
James Marsden.
I mean, yeah, but he just wasn't able to shine.
the dude
Any
with
of
the X suit in First Class that had the power rings? Is he?
Oh, okay. That's Alex Summers, Cyclops' brother in the comics. They're unrelated in the movies.
Okay.
Because they wanted to use him before Cyclops was
Come on.
born.
and chronologically, okay, it doesn't
Yeah.
fit.
But they are brothers,
That's a
and their
different type of-
father is Corsair, the member of the Starjammers, and they're all in space. X-Men's weird, you guys. That's
Okay,
at
so-
the end of the day.
That's an unrelated power from any type of kinetic energy that Sebastian Shaw and Gambit have, right?
Right.
Okay.
Can you imagine the mic work if they went through with the Deadpool Gambit miniseries and made that a
Gambit.
movie?
the what?
The mic
Oh,
work?
Yeah,
I
them
will
talking
say
back.
there's
Oh,
a
come
Gambit.
on, man.
There's a
See.
Gambit versus Deadpool miniseries comic that came out, and I heard it wasn't great. Although I do like that the cover said Deadpool v Gambit, and they also had an asterisk. The V is for versus, just to rip on Batman versus Superman a little bit.
I want to see a Deadpool where Mike Van Vliet plays Deadpool.
That would be fantastic.
You could do it. Why
Okay.
don't you?
Mike Van Vliet's a very skinny comedian from Wilmington, North Carolina. If anybody's interested, you might not know him personally.
I
So
thought it was just dropping like James McAvoy. I feel like people would just know.
You know what? That's my bad. You're right.
yeah, Mike Van Vliet is a household name by this time.
Oh,
but
are you talking about the artist?
yeah, he
Yeah.
he does produce great paintings. So anyone who wants to look up Mike Van Vliet and decorate their home with some hand painted paintings, which I guess is pretty much the way all paintings are done,
Yeah, you
right?
could do it by
All
machine
right.
now.
All right,
Yeah.
Mike,
Or
that'll
Van
be
Vliet's.
$250 for that plug.
Or one
We'll
painting,
bill you.
which
I myself have 4 Van Vliets hanging up in my house.
I have two. Yeah.
Wait
did-
till
that like a
wait
Van-
till he chops his nose off and those skyrocket.
Is that
Would
like
you
a
call it a
Van
Van
Gogh?
Vliet or just a Vliet?
I call
I'd call it a Van Vliet.
Van
Yeah.
Vliet.
it's a Van Gogh.
How does last names like that work?
Yeah, I always thought Van was his middle name.
Like, because
Like
I know like a Van Horn, and
Drew,
that's
are you
definitely
okay?
their last name.
Yep.
Let me see if I can get to the bottom of that while we go on break. But it is time for our last break, so we'll be back here in about 10 minutes, guys. We might talk about a little bit more nerd culture, but we've got Drew's section as well, and then who knows what we'll talk about.
Last break. This is my first.
I hardly knew her.
All right, guys, we'll be back. Back from our third and final break. This is Prime Nation Live. It's May 16th. Let's send it straight on over to Drew Harrison for some fast food reviews.
All right, this week I reviewed the Taco Bell Taco Burrito. That is a classic taco, the classic taco ingredients and taste in a burrito.
So what's the big difference there? Burrito has beans too, or
I have no idea.
I don't understand the difference.
I don't know why they're doing this.
Yeah.
I think they are running. I think they finally gave in, like, well, everyone says it's the same stuff, just in different ways. So let's just do that.
Now they're embracing it.
It tastes like one of their tacos. You know, like as I was eating the burrito, I was like, this. They captured the flavor of the Taco Bell taco in a burrito. Like they pulled it off. But why?
It says it's got double beef. Does that seem accurate?
I think they do that on everything.
Yeah, it's
I think
pretty
they're
much
like
regular
double
beef by now. I'm just still so perplexed by what separates a taco from a burrito.
Especially Taco Bell.
Taco, in my opinion, was just like not
a burrito
fully
in
rolled.
a taco shell.
Well,
Well,
to
that's
me, it was. I always thought of tacos as hard tacos. For me, soft tacos didn't even factor in, so that's how I.
Yeah,
I
what's the
prefer-
difference between a soft taco and a burrito?
I prefer a soft taco, and I think it's less ingredients.
Do you prefer a
Yeah.
soft taco to a burrito?
Burritos typically more like a bigger loaded thing. Like that's what I imagine with the taco burrito. Like I almost got it last time I was at Taco Bell, and then I was like, no, I want something like I want something, I don't know, not regular. like
Well,
A taco and a burrito is not regular, so
I'm
but-
weird because I don't like beans.
this doesn't have beans on it.
Which kind of beans? Like green beans, black beans?
Yes.
All of them?
Yes.
You don't like any beans.
No.
You
I
don't
like
like
beans.
You don't like
Nope.
legumes.
Nope.
You don't like
I
chili.
like peanuts.
you don't like
like
bean
chili?
coal?
Don't. No. Hell no. No, I don't like.
You don't like chili?
Not a huge fan of chili. No.
I'll give you that. I'm
Wow.
not a big
You like
fan of chili myself.
Ooh,
the bean?
chili is one of the best foods.
I
but
ain't made you chili yet.
I like
opinion.
I like Mexican beans, but not from Taco Bell.
I
like
like
I like
Mexican-
refried
No, I don't like
beans.
Taco Bell.
I like
Yeah.
Mexican women, but not from Taco Bell.
Jesus
That's
Christ.
distinction you want to make.
I like
there,
beans at Chipotle.
Yeah.
Chipotle.
I'm a big fan of refried beans. I just can't bring myself to order them from Taco Bell.
Nah.
Just like I can't bring myself to get sour cream from Taco Bell.
I
Who
like
knows?
sour cream.
Mission
Because you can just
Barbecue
buy
has
that
some-
from the store. You know?
Yeah, but
If they're claiming they're making their own sour cream, then I'm out.
Mission Barbecue has some pretty decent
Sour
beans.
cream?
Beans.
like
Like
baked
beans?
beans.
Yeah, yeah.
Baked beans
I
are
love
good
some
too,
baked
yeah.
beans.
I used
They
to not
had
like any beans. I'm not a big fan of lima beans.
Bush's baked beans came out with
Bush's best.
barbecue black beans one time, and that was fantastic.
You think they had that dog killed?
Oh, they're on like their fifth dog.
They keep training them to say the secret ingredient, then they don't want them to.
They probably just filmed a bunch of like archive footage of him and then put him down right afterwards.
Yeah, like all right, you're dead.
You're right. It's,
Yeah,
right.
he
You're
knows
done.
the secret.
You're dead to us.
It's gonna be like, I know what happened. I can't do it.
What's the secret ingredient? That's
But so like,
Dead dogs.
what would you say is different than about the taco burrito than a regular burrito from
They
Taco
seriously took everything they put in a taco and just threw it on a tortilla
And wrap
with
it up.
some crunchies.
But do they not
Some magic.
have
And
Some
wait,
love.
this
everything
was-
that's already in the burrito?
No, they have different burritos.
Huh.
Yeah,
I
they
don't
have
know
one-
if I'll.
This is the only burrito without like beans and rice
Okay,
and
yeah. I
stuff.
mean, I guess that's the big difference is the rice and beans.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
I
Ri-
mean,
rice
I
and
gave
beans,
it.
like, from
I gave it a
Breaking Bad?
7 out of 10 because I could have just ate a taco.
yeah. So
Probably
yeah.
would've been cheaper.
Wait, what's that
Essentially, it's
rating
just a-
one more time?
7.
Out of 10?
Yeah.
Okay.
So
That's
it's just
pretty good.
a bigger taco, pretty much.
I'm also like, you're
I
kind of
think I gave it a
crapping on it, but
higher.
it seems like it sounds decent.
Yeah, I mean, I gave it a higher rating too because of what it comes with. You know, you get the big box deal, and it comes with the Doritos
okay.
Loco Taco and, shocking, a regular taco.
Is that Doritos Locos taco a taco or burrito?
It's a taco.
Taco.
Twico.
Now, if the little tortilla chips that they put in the burritos would have been nacho cheese Doritos, it would have been a 10 out of 10.
I always get the beefy nacho roll up because they put those spicy Fritos in there.
Oh,
Yeah.
I get
look
the
at you.
beefy nacho fruit by the foot.
That sounds disgusting.
They came back out with the naked chicken thing too. They just did it as chips. Now.
I saw
What is-
that.
I don't know what Taco Bell's doing right now. They're playing with my
They
heartstrings.
did the quesarito, but they put like fruit roll up in the middle layer with the
We
cheese.
can do that.
Yeah,
I
we
still
can make
am mad
these
at them
things.
for getting rid of the Choco Taco.
They had a Choco Taco?
Well, they sold Choco Taco.
Okay, yeah.
Oh, okay.
Choco Taco is one of the best ice
Yeah.
creams out there.
They used to, the number 3 used to be 3 regular tacos and a Choco Taco.
There's something going on between.
Supposed to be subtle, and the whole thing wasn't supposed
You
to
were
stop.
not
Stop.
subtle
So
at
stop.
all.
Well, it's just
Hey, look at this! Don't tell nobody.
The VR
I
camera
sh-
probably even saw your phone screen.
that's fine.
Possibly, yeah. So 7 out of 10. Would you recommend it over anything else at Taco
7 out
Bell?
of 10,
or-
would you
No,
bang?
I would rather have Locos Tacos
And do you
or a
think,
cheesy gordita.
do you think
crunch.
you're going to end up trying those chicken chips?
No, because I had the chicken chalupa and it was.
You have a
Are they
very-
out yet?
You have a very
Chicken
nice
chips? I want
southern rating system. You're like, I mean, it wasn't that great. 7 out of 10.
7 out of 10's mediocre.
There's
Fi-
room for
What?
improvement.
It's
I
like-
think a 5 is a mediocre.
Yeah,
Nah.
5 is the definition of mediocre. It's right in the
No,
middle.
if I absolutely hate it and don't finish it and throw it away, then you get below a 5. But I finished the whole thing,
Oh.
so how can I get that mad?
We have a caller.
Oh, we do?
Ladies and gentlemen, we do indeed.
Oh boy.
I think the lowest rating I gave was pancakes from Burger King. That was a 5.
All right, so we have a caller calling in. You're on the air.
Hello?
Hello.
Yeah, is this a superhero radio show?
Pretty much, yeah. That might as well be our name.
Mm-hmm.
This is Ian McFarnes.
Ian McFarnes? Ian.
McFarnes.
Ing, like ING?
EEN.
Oh, I'm sorry.
EEN. Okay,
Yeah.
huh.
That's a weird
And
name.
what?
English, Scotch, and Australian. So just in case my accent changes, it's
It's
because
explained.
I have a varied background.
You're not good at voices, Jeremy Bivens.
Ooh,
I
is
don't, know
this?
I don't know what you're talking about. Look, I'm just calling from London to let you know that your superhero radio show has a huge following over here in London. Huge.
Oh, really?
Totally.
What?
Well, chip, cheerio.
I'm
then.
listening.
Thank you for. Have you entered for your chance to win Garth Matham's The Living Finger? Have you shared
Is that
that video on
British?
Facebook?
Garth Matham.
I haven't. That's an interesting commercial, though. I have to say that, Tyler, you can say what you will about that bean talking dog, but that bean dog does it in one take.
Well, so when you're saying that we're a big hit in London, what is it? You and a bunch of your chums getting together in a pub and listen to us, or what? Do you just know a bunch of people
Exactly
separately?
Right. So there's a huge group of us that go down to a local pub. We turn you guys on, and we instantly feel better about our horrible lives and the terrible choices that we've made.
That's what we aim to
that's
do.
what we're here for.
That's why we put ourselves on the line every weekday.
Ian, you can go to damn hell. You can go to British hell
Well,
and rot there.
Hey,
Oh,
Ian.
yeah, I want to hear what Tyler has to say
Ian,
about
I got a question for you. Could I hire you to come here and edit my videos for me, so I don't put the time and effort in and then just screw it up and do a poor job of it?
you can fly Ian all the way from London.
Yeah, because there's this guy named Jeremy Bivens that will not stop just badgering me about how bad this video is,
He
and
does
he
have
keeps rewatching it
He
for
does
some
have a
reason.
tendency to badger. Ian, do you have any experience in video production yourself?
I do have some video editing experience, mostly amateur sex tapes of me and my wife.
Ooh.
But I will say, all it really would
How
take
hot's
is
your
somebody
wife?
taking 5 minutes to write down the script on a piece of, I don't know, post-it board, what do you have there in the States, with a Sharpie, so that...
They have Sharpies in Britain?
Australia, coming on now, my Australian heritage there. Somebody could just take a Sharpie and write the script
You still there,
so that
Ian?
pilot can
Okay.
read it all in one take. Then there wouldn't really be any need for any editing.
Well,
Anyway, I have some questions.
it's
I've
easy to
gotta go.
say.
Hey.
Not so easy to do, though. Ian, have you ever starred in a video yourself other than your homemade amateur productions?
No, I haven't. But
Okay.
theoretically, though, how hard is it to write, 4 sentences down on a piece of poster board?
Oh no, you're right. I'm terrible. I should be fired by now.
Well, as someone
So
who
I have
is...
a question. Is it Trumpian law that all of your African American guests have to sit on the brown couch and Arnold sit at the white table?
Yeah, that's the big brown casting couch.
That's
British people are racist. I forgot.
Yeah,
about
you have to relegate yourself to the couch till you prove your worth to get on microphone. But no, Ian, I'm sorry, but if you were truly a fan of the show, you'd have seen that we always welcome Gerard and Cordero under the microphones whenever they're not previously spoken for.
Or you let your sit at the table?
Indeed, he's sat at the table multiple times.
He has to come in the help entrance though.
So what you're saying, if I understand you, is that Gerard Fortune is to comedy what Rosa Parks was to comedy?
That's one way to put it, I guess. So Ian, what do you guys take out of the show other than the superhero aspect and feeling better about yourselves while you compare yourself to us?
He also hates me.
We love the different personalities, so it's nice that Drew's on today. Over here, we call him No Comparison Drew Harrison.
Ooh.
Mostly
I like
because
that.
we don't have anybody in this country that's that consistently high.
See, there we go.
What do you think about me, huh?
That's Cameron.
He looks like Drew looks like Toby Keith fathered and then abandoned a kid who
Ian,
was raised by
He's going through a bit right now.
dog.
Let him do it.
I'll take that.
Not a bad description.
What about Ian? What about me?
This is Tanner's asking.
Cameron? Is that Cameron?
No, that's Tanner. The not
Well,
Cameron
dude,
one.
I want to hear what he says
Okay,
about
fine,
Cameron.
Cameron
too.
then.
well, yeah, I did ask first, so please get me, Ian. Have at me.
Actually, I'm just glad to see that Cameron showed up today. I was going to ask if anybody had bothered to do a welfare check on him.
I actually did. Yeah, I 100% honest. Yeah, I texted
Yeah, you
Cameron to
did.
make sure he wasn't in some sort of car accident or self-inflicted injurious.
If I knew you were going to be calling in today, Ian, I would have rather been in a car
Right. No, he
accident.
seems in a constant state of melancholy, almost like Cameron could make an aborted fetus feel better about its prospects.
That's rude. Please take that.
I don't think Cameron would disagree with you. But what about Tanner? Tanner was
Wait,
also
does
interested.
Cameron? Does
I'm
Cameron?
still not. I'm not. I was actually going to transition into something else and say, speaking of aborted fetuses, somebody had a birthday last week.
Yeah, he made it past that stage. Fortunately for all of us here at Prime Nation Radio.
The swan of Swansboro, we call him here in England.
Well, you got quite a reputation there, Tyler. Across the pond, as they say. Well, Ian.
Hey,
Oh no,
Tyler,
he's got more. Give
you
him a
know
minute.
the story about the ugly duckling that turned into a beautiful swan.
That's not me. I stayed an ugly piece of poop. Right?
I was going to ask if you feel like you're living that story in reverse.
Nice. Didn't see that coming. I have a weak chin and messed up teeth. I fit in
Gonna
great
have
in Britain.
The bean dog joke, but we already got to that.
Got anything else on me?
I don't actually. I have to get to a meeting, so but I
I'm
wanted
sorry
to
to hear
call
that.
and tell you just how much we love your show and keep doing everything that you're doing. Sydney, it might help if you stop smoking whatever experimental drugs the kids are smoking and just watch the movie or read a book or something, just to have some sort of background on anything that you talk about instead of zero experience or.
That's the hallmark of our show. Didn't you watch the first episode? We explained that from the jump.
Yeah, Sydney did not know how
We're
many
all clueless.
astronauts there were, and we've been on the tear since then.
Well, no, see, Ian, this is not a news show. This is a talk show.
Right. But still,
Where's
A
your
little
meeting?
bit.
Hey, Ian, where's your meeting? At Supercuts?
the supercut? No, it is not.
Of course it's
Anyway,
not. You don't have any
guys have
damn
a great
hair.
day. I'll talk to you later. See ya. Bye.
All right, bye, Ian.
I like Ian.
My
Wasn't
neck's
bad.
twitching.
My favorite part was his accent. Very interesting
Pretty
accent.
inconsistent.
Tyler,
Yeah.
how did you feel about that phone call?
You gonna be all right?
I'm fine.
All right,
You ever
so-
put a lot of effort into something and then just people hate you?
This show.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know. I don't know if you can qualify him as people.
I've
He's
never
more
like,
reptile,
had
is he
an
not?
I've never had an internet troll that I know. Like he's the first internet troll. I know Ian personally. We went to high school together. He thinks he's from Swansboro. He moved to England and just started. That's why his accent's
and
so
he forgets
bad.
about his roots. That's
Yeah.
I see.
Yeah, he
I
thinks
see.
he's so hoity-toity now.
All right. Well, let's get past Ian. He was trying to bring some positivity to the show. I feel, but
What makes you feel that?
Yeah, what part
Oh,
of
he had
the
nice
aborted
things to say
fetus
about
talk?
me.
It was the underhanded compliments that made me think that.
I would call it.
Define a compliment.
I would
He
go so
said
far-
I'm living
They're
the
backdoor
ugly duckling in
compliments.
reverse.
I would say they're so underhanded that they qualify as insults.
You would say that?
I would say.
Oh,
that.
okay, yeah.
He
yeah,
said I'm
that's what you say.
turning handsome to ugly. That is not even a compliment.
Oh yeah, that would have had to imply that you were good looking at one stage in life.
See, backdoor compliment. He said you were hot when you were. He pretty much called you a hot baby.
Yeah.
Tyler, you
It's a
look
great
like someone
compliment.
who's drank too much Pepsi.
Well, it would be RC
See,
Cola.
now we're turning on
at
each
best.
other because
What?
of
No,
one
that's a
caller.
segue.
One caller, and we're turning on each other.
Tanner is always trying to get us segues, and most of the time they go unnoticed. But as Tanner was saying,
I don't think they go unnoticed. I just think no one likes them.
That's
yeah,
fair.
You're right.
Yeah, that's fair.
But no, so Drew, unless you have anything else to say about Taco Burrito?
I will not be getting it again.
Oh, man, that's too bad.
And
You
you're
hear
7
that, Taco
out of
Bell?
10.
Well, because I know it'll be gone in like 2 weeks.
Oh, wait, I think I just asked you. Maybe you did answer, but then the phone rang. What about those chicken chips?
Yeah, no.
No.
That
No,
okay,
no,
here
no.
you go, Tanner. Naked chicken chalupa, 0 out of 10.
All right.
Wow.
Terrible. Worst thing I've ever eaten
I'm
in
gonna
a
do the
fast food
chicken chips.
establishment.
Okay.
Minus Popeye's chicken.
Cameron is. I was about to say, Tyler, you've done the Meat Mountain, so surely the chicken chips aren't undoable for you, huh?
What are chicken chips? What is this?
Anyone want to get?
Sorry,
chicken
I've been living through some stuff for a minute.
They
What's
have
going
chicken
on?
chip. You know they did the naked chicken chalupa
Yes.
at Taco Bell?
Yes.
Now they're doing nacho chips in the chicken that you dip in cheese.
Whose
I'd
are
eat
they?
that. Yeah.
Want to get
You
that
would?
after this?
Yeah,
Oh,
let's
Tyler would. Yeah.
let's
I
see how
absolutely would eat
let's see
that.
how it goes. I'm
Tyler
interested
Langwood.
to see how those play out. The thickness, the doneness, the
It's the-
crispiness.
It's the girth that
It's
gets you.
the problem is
Mhm.
it's the chicken isn't seasoned. Like it wasn't
It's
the fact
naked.
it was decent chicken. It just no seasoning to it
Mm.
whatsoever.
Is it not coated in like Doritos?
No,
or
it's
something
coated
like that?
in something but
Yeah.
it's not like
Is it-
salt and pepper.
Is it out?
Yeah.
The naked chicken chips?
Yes.
Well, I'll go eat it today.
All right, cool. Let's hear a review. But as Tanner was trying to steer us towards, we'll cover a little bit more in pop culture. Pepsi is releasing their cinnamon flavored drink because that's a new trend between the Hellboy liquor and.
What's this called?
Pepsi Fire.
With a Y, right?
Oh, if only.
Are they trying to jump on the Fireball train? here?
Exactly.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I think that's what they're trying to
Are
capitalize
people
on.
going to dare to mix Pepsi Fire with Fireball?
Well, the interesting thing
Is that
for
going to be a
me,
thing in
Cinnamon
the
overload.
bars?
Yeah.
the interesting thing for me is that they're marketing this as a summertime drink. Wouldn't you think that it'd be better in winter?
Winter, yeah.
Yeah.
for sure.
Yeah,
Hey,
Summertime.
drink this cold apple cider.
In
real
fact,
quick.
here I have the article, which had like quotes from the press release. Summer is one of the most anticipated times of the year, and Pepsi Fire is going to ignite this season with an unexpected and spicy twist to our classic cola taste.
Well,
Mhm.
summertime, the living's easy.
Also, the part I highlighted here, I don't know, I just found this funny. We know Pepsi fans love spending time on Snapchat, and we are excited to offer them a chance to snap their way to one of 1,000 gaming consoles, a trip to Lollapalooza, or a Conan show meet and greet.
I don't know why
Like-
that deserved that voice.
When have you been like, I'm a Pepsi fan, which means that correlates to liking Snapchat?
Well, I mean, lots of
I
people
don't
drink
think there's-
Pepsi. Lots of people use
It's the
Snapchat.
face snapgram generation, so they got to do something.
But Pepsi, is they need some sort of PR to come back from the whole Kindle or Kylie Jenner commercial, whichever one of them it was.
Do you think this this Pepsi Fire commercial will keep the fire theme and will have them burning black people alive?
Oh God! If they learn nothing from
Yeah.
their last experience, then I could see it going that direction.
Yeah, I drink Kylie Jenner. Yeah, I do that. yeah.
But yeah, so they're sort of partnering up with Snapchat, so they're going to have Snap codes on
Mm.
each can
Oh.
that you scan on Snapchat, and then it'll give you access to either the one of those 1,000 gaming consoles, the other prizes they listed, or a Pepsi smartphone
Yeah,
game.
that was the one that actually made me laugh. It says, "And a new Pepsi mobile game. Don't you just want a cheap-ass cash-in game for your phone? Isn't that what we've all been just waiting for in the video game
Well,
industry?"
we were just talking about what was it? What was that 7-Up game?
Cool Spot?
Cool
Yeah.
Spot. Yeah, we were talking about that yesterday. So maybe they're
Isn't that
they're-
the one where you hop from one thing to another?
Hop
Yeah.
on pop.
Yeah,
Yes.
that's pretty much all you did. Yeah,
I mean, it's
Hop
just
around.
a platformer with like a Mountain Dew theme.
7-Up.
Or Seven Down.
How dare
Seven
you?
down.
Seven
Say
Down.
seven down.
That would be amazing to have a sister soda to 7-Up, 7 Down that's filled with like sleeping pills.
Do you guys remember D&L soda?
No,
Oh.
that sounds like a.
It was
Porn
euphemism.
star.
no, it was 7-Up, and D&L is 7-Up flipped upside down.
Oh, okay.
So that's what D&L came from.
Oh,
it was
that's clever.
yeah. I don't know. The color was similar to Pepsi's Mountain Dew soft drink, so similar to 7-Up soft drink.
I think Mountain Dew might be an independent company.
No, they're owned by,
Yeah, they're owned by
Oh, my
Pepsi.
apologies. Dr. Pepper's the independent company, right?
Yeah,
okay,
they're across all.
Wait,
they're
whoa,
across
whoa,
the
no,
board.
I think Dr. Pepper is also owned by Pepsi.
No,
No, because you
no,
see
no.
Dr. Pepper at Coke machines.
They're independent. I'm pretty sure Dr. Pepper's independent. They're in Coke machines. They have a partnership with them. I don't know why this is the thing I'm most excited about today.
Yeah, I mean, I'm sure they're owned by something, but it's not Coke or Pepsi.
Okay.
Bill. Oh, thought Bill knew who they were owned by. So, DNL. I just brought it up because I don't know what made them release that. I don't know what made it different than 7-Up. It was introduced in September 2002, and
lasted 3 years though, so obviously someone was buying it. The color was green. Ugh.
Unlike 7-Up.
Yeah, exactly. Like I bought DNL. I don't know. I guess it was a stronger lemon lime.
What year was this?
Flavor? 2002 to 2005. So yeah, I guess their thing was just 7-Up is too wimpy for you, so you need DNL, a stronger lemon lime citrus flavor.
How many people died, do you think, drinking this in West Virginia?
Same amount of people that die drinking Mountain Dew.
That's what I mean. Except more.
I don't know.
Don't know why.
I don't know how many deaths you can attribute to that, but that does bring us around to another pop culture thing that we didn't have planned to talk about today, but we can. We still got some time. In South Carolina, a teenager overdosed on caffeine and ended up dying from it. Apparently, he'd had a Mountain Dew, which is the first drink I always have in the morning as well, but then he folled that up with a latte and then an energy drink.
Yeah, sometimes he is, yeah.
Yeah, Bojangles. Only with Bojangles.
You said that, yeah.
Only with Bojangles, though.
I used to drink Cheerwine when I woke up in the morning. That was my caffeine dose.
Yeah, when we were talking yesterday,
why you have some type of fetal alcohol syndrome, but it's like it's just it's Tanner Cheerwine syndrome.
Yeah, when we were talking yesterday about drinking soda first thing in the morning, I used to love soda so much that I would I only had like a 1 soda per day maximum, but I would try to wake up and sneak a soda in without them noticing.
Who's them?
Who's they?
My parents.
Was this at?
I thought some type
you
of.
think
big
I put
brother.
a 1 soda limit on myself?
Yes. I did not know what you were.
Man.
I thought so as well.
Playing.
Yeah,
You do
that's
not
suddenly
know
them
me.
enter the picture.
But no, so I would chug it first thing in the morning, and I only did it like twice, but each time it would give me horrible stomach aches, like the unreal stomach aches. So
but
it goes
you
to
did it
show
anyway.
you're not supposed to chug soda first thing in the morning. Who would have guessed?
Don't tell me what to do.
Who would have guessed?
I just said you're not supposed to. I say don't do it.
You're not supposed to drink motor oil either, but it keeps you limber.
I mean, we're not supposed to put drugs in our bodies, but we do, don't we?
Hey. No one says that we
If
should
they're
do it.
prescribed by your doctor, Tanner, then don't ask any questions. Don't care what the side effects are.
Ritalin is not like meth.
Because it's illegal.
But yeah, so the South Carolina
Hot takes.
teenager, purchased a latte around 12:30. Consumed a diet Mountain Dew. A little time after that, diet. Yeah,
I guess he went diet. Thinking of his teeth.
and then named an energy drink sometime after the soda. The lawyer declined to name the energy drink. Didn't want to defame
was
whatever energy
Monster
drink that
for
was.
It was totally Monster.
Lawyer sponsored by that energy
A
drink.
dude that's drinking
That's the-
Mountain Dew, he's drinking Monster.
That's
for
the coolest
sure.
public defender. He skates in on a skateboard. Your Honor, you are being not cool right now.
So wait.
So bringing back Franklin and Bash.
yeah, I think this is actually Travis Barker. Travis Barker is moonlighting
he's,
as a
he's the lawyer now.
Yep.
Did you watch Those Who Can't? Ben
Oh,
Roy,
yeah.
the
Oh,
Grolix
yeah,
show.
yeah.
I mean,
The
so
Law Bros. Did you see that
No, I didn't see
episode
that
yet?
part.
Oh, it's David Gabori, and I forgot who the other guy was, but they're like, "Yo, Judge, we'll totally rock this case, bro. We got you." And then it goes to court, and they're like, "We've never been to trial before."
just by the way, the quote in here that I'm seeing in this article, enhanced
$249 a month
for Chevrolet. Wait,
Really?
who is
Can
it
you
stepping
send
up
that to
there?
me?
The $249 a month.
No, I'm just playing.
Keep reading, Tanner.
Basically, it was where is it? It wasn't a car crash that took his. Well, never mind then. The quote's gone.
Yeah, that's a clickbait.
I thought it was closing an ad, and it closed the whole article.
Never
How
mind.
does that work?
Honestly, like, I guess this is not a common occurrence, is it?
People
how often
overdosing on caffeine?
Yeah.
No, yeah.
how
I
often
would
does that happen?
You can overdose on
say
water.
not.
I feel like
Well,
I
that's-
overdosed on caffeine one time and felt like I was going to die.
I've done that before, where I've drank so much caffeine that I feel sick.
I
and
took one of the hydroxycut pills and drank an energy drink.
I've
And
never
that
had
was
this
a terrible
happen.
idea.
I would say overdosing on water is probably more common than caffeine. But yeah, so he collapsed in class at 2:28 p.m., which was only an hour and a half or so after the last energy drink, and then was pronounced dead at 3:40 p.m.
So did no one like shove his shoulder when class ended?
Huh?
Like, okay, he collapsed in class. Oh wait, but they
And then
didn't take him to the
probably,
hospital.
took
Yeah,
him
I
straight
think
to
he
the
Okay.
fell
hospital.
out kind of thing.
But yeah, and they say here, I don't know if this was the quote that you were going to say, but he was healthy and advocated against using drugs and alcohol. But a lot of people don't realize caffeine is a drug. I mean, anything that changes your biochemistry is a drug. Caffeine is a drug. Tobacco is a
banana a drug?
I wouldn't say so because it doesn't
has sugar in
alter.
it.
Yeah, I mean, I guess so.
But sugar's natural. Sugar can be found.
It doesn't alter your
caffeine can be found in
your
nature.
what do they call that?
Don't they have to do stuff to it to get the caffeine?
No, because I think if you eat cocoa beans, it has caffeine in it.
Oh, so is weed a drug?
Yes.
Well, yeah, and like coca
it's
leaves.
found in nature.
Yeah, coca leaves do have caffeine in them. But like anything that alters your subconscious, I would say is a drug. I mean,
Food
eating
does
a
that.
banana alters your health. I mean,
Yeah, you
how
ever
does
get
it
really
alter your
sleepy
get-
after eating a 3-piece from KFC?
You get endorphins.
or
when
rather
you,
your consciousness, not your subconscious.
You get endorphins when you eat anything.
Yeah. I mean, endorphins could be considered a drug, so
Mhm.
sure. But yeah, I mean, just a lot of people don't think of tobacco and caffeine as drugs because they're
Mhm.
legal. Even alcohol,
Mhm.
is considered a
Don't-
drug.
I'm just saying, don't do bananas. And that's my takeaway from today.
Tyler
Or-
has a very firm stance on health food.
Just
eating.
moderation.
Straight edge.
Straight edge.
So do you think Pepsi Fire is going to suffer blowback from this?
I think it's going to be a terrible, and they're going to pull it after a few weeks.
You know what? We never really addressed that. Doesn't that sound really bad to drink? It doesn't sound like it's going to taste
not a
good.
summer thirst-quenching drink. Let me
Yeah,
drink
really.
this cinnamon real
I can't
quick.
taste anything. It burns.
Let me drink this carbonated
I don't like
Fireball.
I don't like cinnamon to anything. I don't like Fireballs,
Yeah.
like the actual candy, or
I-
Fireball the drink.
No.
I don't
I don't
understand
like Big
people
Red
who
Gum.
say that Fireball is hard to drink, though, because it's just sugary, basically. It's just cinnamon. It's gross, but it's easy to drink.
I get more
But-
like from the cinnamon kick at the end than the alcohol.
Yeah, but
taste.
Pepsi's already super sweet. It's syrup.
Yeah, exactly.
So why do you need to add even more?
I mean,
don't
maybe
know.
maybe
I
it'll
think
take
it's gonna
away
be a
from the sweetness. Maybe it'll
maybe
make it a
it's
little
just
bit more
a
bitter.
hint of cinnamon.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know, man. I just can't imagine drinking this.
Well, I mean, it's just like the
Uh,
Oreo thing. They just got to keep
Mhm.
finding new ways to get people to use.
Why
the
couldn't they go
product.
vanilla? Oh, I guess Coke did that. They
And
didn't
that's
wanna
well,
follow
even
the-
Vanilla
Pepsi.
Coke is so good,
And
though.
Dr.
Yeah,
It
right?
is, yeah,
And-
cherry vanilla.
You know,
Coke?
it's not good. Cinnamon Coke.
Is that
Yeah.
exist?
No, I'm just.
But
saying
no, but you're.
that's a
yeah.
reason that
sure.
doesn't exist.
Pretty sure Pepsi has done vanilla.
They have, yeah.
Yeah.
They've done lime. They've done lemon.
Well,
I'd
remember
rather
that
than bring
Coke
back
did,
lime than stupid cinnamon.
Yeah.
Remember that Coke did Coke Zero, and Pepsi couldn't call it Pepsi Zero, so it's Pepsi One. There's 1 calorie.
Mellow Yellow.
What's Pepsi Max? Is that a thing too?
I
Oh,
think
yeah,
it's
what was
pretty
it?
much the same as Diet Pepsi, but like
Okay.
a
Think so.
different sweetener or something.
Gotcha.
Yeah, there's something going on with Mellow Yellow, and it was
Sugar free. That's what it is.
Mellow
Okay.
Yellow.
I want to say Mellow Yellow was like Zero or Mellow Yellow Max or something like that. It was a takeoff of one of whatever their subsidiary can do. And they were handing out taste tests at an air show, and I tasted it, and I was like, this tastes like Asoline.
Yeah.
Asoline as in gasoline that comes from someone's ass. And the lady said, "What? Did you say gasoline?" And I said, "Asoline." Yes, and I walked away. That is the worst ever soda I've tasted.
Yeah, I mean, soda is, pretty much just all acid anyway. Have you seen where it dissolves a steak in like an
Yes.
hour?
Yeah,
Yes.
I like.
It just
I'm
tastes so good.
I'm just looking at Pepsi variations now on Wikipedia. There
What's
was,
your favorite?
Pepsi AM. It contains more caffeine than a regular Pepsi and was marketed as a morning drink. And it was introduced
Oh,
in
God.
'89 and discontinued in
What's a morning
1990.
drink?
Pepsi AM had more caffeine than a regular Pepsi. Was introduced in 1989
Is
and then
this their coffee
discontinued in 1990.
Yeah.
I think it just had more caffeine
I
in
think
it.
I remember the name.
Did they ever do a Pepsi PM? You're supposed to drink it to fall asleep.
Yeah, it's where you mix your NyQuil with a little hit of Pepsi.
Yeah, I told you that's the Benadryl Oreos.
There's in summer of 2009, so I guess these summer things are a trend. There was Pepsi Mojito.
Ooh, that
Summer-
sounds pretty good.
That's
Summer's
so much
a-
better than Pepsi cinnamon.
For sure,
Yeah.
yeah.
Summer's a season, not a trend, Tanner. Mojito.
I do remember, though, like Mountain Dew Live Wire was only out for that summer and all those things.
What happened about the clear Mountain Dew? Is that still a thing?
Uh,
Moonshine?
Europe
Or
got a
Shine
lot
to
of.
Dew
That's
Shine?
right, yeah.
By the way, Europe got a lot of cool Pepsi brands. They got Pepsi Cappuccino. They got Pepsi Boom.
What is that?
Like
Pepsi
Pepsi
Boom is a
Cappuccino.
non-caffeine, sugar, and artificial sweetener-free Pepsi only sold in Germany,
It's their
Italy, and
vegan-
Spain.
It's their vegan drink.
Wow.
Ooh, there's Pepsi Twist Mojito.
What's the point of even drinking Pepsi with all that taken out of it?
Japan has Pepsi Ice Cucumber.
What's the point of drinking Pepsi?
Yeah.
What?
Pepsi Ice Cucumber in Japan. Limited edition green cucumber flavored Pepsi sold in summer 2007 in Japan.
I drink that.
That's better than fire.
Pepsi
Yeah.
Sakura, a floral cherry blossom flavored Pepsi
Sakura.
Oh, I
released in
could get
Japan.
down with that.
You know what? I'm gonna have to do some research and come back with some more Pepsi flavors.
Can we play a game to like real or fake?
Yes,
Pepsi
I will
flavors?
totally do these because
Yeah.
oh, good, because we're getting into like Latin America. Yeah, there's a lot.
I'm curious who has more flavors, Coke or Pepsi?
Probably Coke. I feel like.
Because Coke has the place in Atlanta where you can try all their
But I
flavors
feel
worldwide.
like Coke puts time and effort into these flavors, and they're actually decent.
And cherry
Mhm.
Coke and vanilla Coke are actually really good.
The problem is Pepsi is a bad base to start with. Pepsi just kind of sucks.
No, compared to Coke for sure.
Yeah.
I don't understand. Yeah, it's just that simple.
I used to be a Pepsi guy, and now I don't understand how. Like I used to think that Coke like burned too much, but now that's what I like about it because Pepsi's just straight up syrup,
Yeah.
way too sweet.
Dale Earnhardt Jr. is sponsored by Pepsi products and Mountain Dew specifically.
And that's why
I can get behind that.
This Coke, it burns too much.
Burns like my daddy.
That's how sensitive my little mouth was. But guys,
That
it's
came out way too
Will,
quick.
not at McDonald's.
That was a hot topic button right there. Like, burns like my daddy. Oh, sorry.
I was talking about Dale Jr.'s daddy, not mine.
I see.
Hot Topic. Yes, they're all the Dale Jr. merchandise in Hot Topic.
Hot
Gotcha.
topic.
All right, well, guys, that's been our show. Let's thank Ian for calling in. What was his last name?
Bivens.
Douchebag.
Yeah,
Ian
just
Bivens.
Jeremy Bivens. Yeah, that ever critical Jeremy Bivens. I wonder, does he ever do any self-reflection? You think he's ever self-critical?
No.
I don't see much of that. It's
Why? He's a Renaissance man.
Yeah,
he
exactly.
plays an instrument. He cooks.
Lots of criticism for
He
any
can
and
cook,
everyone
though.
else
Yeah, he
who's
can
on
cook
That
very
who's
dude
on
well.
can cook.
Facebook. But
Very intelligent.
I wonder how much self-reflection
Attractive
he's
wife,
done.
smart kid.
But anyway, that was our
All
show.
dead.
We'll be back tomorrow, Wednesday
goatee.
the 17th at 10 a.m. live. I'm Sydney Roberts. You can find me on Twitter and Instagram at SydneyRoberts18.
I'm Tyler Wood. You can find me on Twitter at Tyler W. Wood and on Instagram at Styler Wood. And you can find Prime Nation across all social media platforms, be that Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, Libsyn, SoundCloud, or iTunes at Prime Nation Live. We're also giving away a comic book. If you want to go onto Facebook or Twitter and share the individual posts with that would be much appreciated.
I'm Drew Harrison. You can find me on Twitter at Harrison_comedy and on Instagram at Laugh with Harrison. And come check out the Cape Fear Comedy Festival this week. We're all going to be downtown Wednesday through Saturday.
My Mamron Myth. And you can find me on Mitter, Minstamam, and Matt at CAMBOISMIF. That's at Camboy Smith. That's at Mamboy Myth.
My name is Tanner Methvin. You can find me on Twitter at Tanner Methvin and on YouTube on the Sinister Waffles channel.
All right, guys, that's been our show. Also, if you listen to us on iTunes, give us a rating and review. That would help us out a lot. In the meantime, check us out on YouTube, iTunes, any podcast platform, like Tyler said. We'll be back tomorrow live at 10 a.m. Take it easy till then.